How's it going? Chat, I fell. I beat myself up. I fell. It was a little bit of a rain. I was in my slippers. Carrying all the garbage that I can. One way, no coming back. Down the metallic stairs. Shwoop! Skedaddle skadoodle. Slid away I went. And it's like the emergency stairs back of the building. So it made such a bang. Whoa. Thought the whole building was collapsing. Good thing it hurt so much that I finally felt something. Bad thing, I think I might have cracked a rib or two. Oh. Rain in slippers? Of course, man, I'm ninja. What the fuck, man? This shit don't happen to me. Made for all environments, for all what was it? ACG. All outdoors. No way he did that hard. What the fuck? I know, man. That's why I'm the ninja parkour. But when I do fall, pwah. And this cute old guy from the same building was packing his bike up, and he uses like a stick and a rolling suitcase every time. And he was there parking his bike, and he's like, came over to me. He's like, "Boo!" And I was like, "Yeah, I slipped. Fuck." Struggling to breathe, and I was like, "Oh, that's cute. That's cute. Thanks. I've built up such a rapport. Oh, such a rapport inside building that you know, my old neighbor came to check in on me. I was like, yeah, 大丈夫です。ちょっと滑ってしまいました。Whoa. Oh, we'll see. My elbow is still thingy. My ribs, I'm not courageous enough to try it. We'll see in the morning. If I can get up, great. If I can't, it's gonna be a trip to the XR. X-ray. Yeah, close enough, I guess. Woo. Anyways, Beacon Pines, I think we're finishing it today, right? Beacon Pines will be free. Whoa. That's it. That's what I have. That's what I have story-wise. What am I supposed to press? Prap, pap, prap. Pop, prop, pop, prop. You know the drill, driller.
Chapter 6.
Oh shit. Whew. Here we go. Ah, come on, OBS. You can do it. You can do it. Oh, it's doing it. All right. It's chapter 6. That's another thing I wanted to say. Never mind. Oh, yeah. The game was a little bit silent last time, I've noticed. But you didn't tell me, chat. How come?
Secret lair.
Are the levels okay now?
Summer forged ahead, but the nights only seemed to grow colder.
Maybe a little bit more, huh?
Luca walked home slowly under the pale starlight, cautious to avoid any more surprises lurking in the shadows. Reaching home, he slipped quietly into bed, half dreading what they might discover the next day.
Oh yeah, they're, my pals are coming over so we can rummage through our own house because Gran is severely involved in all of this. Super hot. Oh yeah. Oh, it hurts doing the voice in many places now. I'm just gonna go slit to the side. What time is it? I'm putting my trusty sweater. No. Close the thing. Yes, I'm coming. Frick's sake. Oh yeah, there's these two doors we haven't been into. Who's it? Oh, they're just coming in. Rollo, what on earth is that? Huh? That ridiculous thing on your head. Oh, this? It helps me think. You're gonna need a lot more of those. Joke all you want. We'll see who's laughing when I crack this case wide open. The coast is clear? Yep, whatever she's been up to this week has been keeping her busy most of the day. Very well. The game is afoot. Oh, here we go.
Luca and Beck rolled their eyes as Rollo strutted across the room.
Our levels okay? Are the sala? This game looks cute? No. You look cute. Uvu. Alright, let's do it. If I were a Gran, where would I hide my deepest, darkest secrets? Perhaps where you might least expect it.
Rollo flung open the cabinet with confidence.
Buruma, we are in our own house, in our Gran's house. We've just recently discovered that our Gran is involved in a scheme. We don't know how much yet, to what detail, on the side of the good guys or bad guys. We don't know yet. But we found her in a hazard suit, rummaging around in the old radioactive warehouse. And now, me and my pals, we're trying to find out, are there any clues inside the house?
He
Aha!
has a veil of dust hit his face.
I think it's safe to assume anything that dusty isn't what we're looking for. Or maybe that's what she wants you to think. Then again, any good detective knows not to trust their first hunch. First hunches are for suckers. Eureka! She's lit a fire in order to burn the evidence. She keeps that fire going every day, Rollo. Drat. It may already be too late. Just think of the mounds of documents lost to ash. Okay, I'm gonna stop you right there, buddy. Can we just think for a minute? Luca, is there anywhere Gran doesn't want you to go? Actually, these two rooms I've been... Yeah! The closet upstairs. So maybe it stands to reason that we should check there first? No dice. It's locked. Well. Look who stands to reason now. And I have no idea what the key is. If it really is important, then she probably keeps it with her. Anywhere else? She has her berry bushes. Who has ever thought, I'm going to take this important thing and huck it in a bush? True. Anything else? Maybe something out of the ordinary? Well, she is always worried I'll break her fancy dishware in the kitchen. But it doesn't matter anyway. I can't reach the latch.
A look of realization crept onto Luca's face. All three kids snapped to glance at each other, then sprinted and turned toward the kitchen.
Glance. Here we go. All right. Let's cook it up. All right, Rollo. This is your time to shine. Ah, yes. You've called upon my expert detective skills. And now I shall proceed
Before
with...
he could finish, Luca scrambled up Rollo's back.
That's what I meant. Hey, this is my idea of detective work. Every squad needs a good lockpick. And every good lockpick needs a sturdy head to sit on. This is beneath my standing. Stop complaining and hold still. Got it.
The three crowded around the hutch to peer in.
The Three Stooges. Here we go.
With the glass doors opened, a perfect porcelain display gleamed in front of them. Their eyes searched for anything amiss, but the only distinct feature was its impeccability.
Goddamn. BRB? We've just started. Where the hell are you going? Lamar the voice. It's authentic, right? Well, that was anticlimactic. Yeah. I don't really know what we were expecting, Meow. Like, oh hey, let me just yank on this random teacup and...
pulled on one of the teacups. It slanted forward with a hollow click. The entire hutch began to rustle and slide under its own power.
Holy moly ravioli! Seems like your gran has been doing some remodeling. Dude, only 2 types of people have secret layers. Evil masterminds and superheroes. So which one do we think she is? We're about to find out, eh? Oh man, why is Lucas so loud? Oh, here we go. Okay, so more of an unhinged conspiracist vibe. Oh wow. Yeah, this cannot be good. We need to look around before jumping to conclusions. I think Granny's gonna come back home and be like, well, you're in on the deal, aren't you now, my sweeties? All right, let's scoopity-doo that scoopity-day. Radioactive. What do we have here? Barrels marked caution, explosive. And jam jars? That's enough jam to feed the whole town. What kind of incendiary jam is your gran making? Incendiary. Nice. So these charms that we pick up, those are like, because we're reading a novel now, and the narrator is the author of the novel. So anytime there's like a specific plot twist, we can use any of the charms that we're collected, and then we can like rewrite the story, right? She shouldn't, I mean, she wouldn't have had me walk around town delivering bombs, would she? Only one way to find out.
Rollo casually spun open a lid and dipped his finger in the jam.
Huckleberries.
He smacked his lips.
A hint of brown sugar. And... ink? What?
Rollo plunged his hand in the jar, fishing out a soggy slip of paper.
For the resistance propaganda. Uh-huh.
Rollo offered the slimy note to Luca and licked his fingers clean.
Oh, there's a note. It's addressed to Mrs. Fratelli. Oh, Fratelli. A grand jamgram? It says, last night I used the disguise Ares provided to scout the location. The timing window should be possible. Operation Sparkplug is a go. Oh man, are they doing a heist? Whatever it is, it can be good. So more bombshell than a bomb, am I right? You're new here, so I'll let that slide. But I'm the bad joke guy around here. No. I'm the bad joke guy around here. Uh-oh, here she comes. Oh, no, you're still going? Okay. Ugh, my ribs. Oh, Gran was doing the punches. No achievement for that? Oh, that sucks. Here we go.
A spider web of string connected photos of people from the town, interspersed with hastily scrawled notes.
Interspersed. Well, she sure has kept herself busy. Is your gran a serial killer? Cause I'm starting to get a vibe. Don't be ridiculous, pal. Sure, she's just tracking the movements of everyone in town. Out of the kindness of her heart. She put little symbols by some of them. Yeah, Mr. Nuncreed has a check mark. The clipboards are all inside a big circle. My moms are both on here. Oh yeah, 2 moms. Both with question marks. Yeah, because they're the new additions to the town. We don't know are they part of the resistance or not.
Gus Valentine has a question mark.
Sure does, yeah.
Harris has a question mark that's been crossed out.
Mr. Kerr has a bullseye. Mr. Kerr is the evil villain for sure.
The killer has chosen her next victim. We don't know what any of this means, pal.
Whatever it means, it's probably not good. Alright.
Luca jostled each cabinet drawer in turn. Only one was unlocked. He fingered
Okay.
through the filing
Jostle,
cabinet,
jostle.
pausing at a bulging folder labeled Walter.
Oh. Alright, Disney, hands up
For
in
a
the air.
long moment, he just stared at it.
What you got there?
It's, my pops. Looks like some his old medical files.
Your dad was a doctor?
Luca nodded and caressed the label with his thumb.
Well, are you gonna read it?
He's kind of switching accents, Rolo Polo.
That's why they call him Rolo Polo, eh? Yeah, let me help.
Rolo swiped the folder from the drawer and began leafing through the pages.
Leafing through the pages. That's a nice expression.
He whistled to himself, barely looking at the text.
How about you actually read some of it?
1 sec.
Dense documents such as these are a lot like a cheeseburger. It's best to skip straight to the middle. That's where all the meaty bits live. Wow, I had no idea we were in the presence of the premium scholar in dense documents and cheeseburgers. By all means,
He
proceed.
stopped at a page and mimed, holding up a monocle.
Oh, yes. Here we are. Follow-up examination of Terence Wilby. Will be dead in quite soon, it seems. Patient shows further signs of paleness and malaise. Body temperature continues to drop. He now describes soreness of muscles and joints, which is similar to the symptoms exhibited by Mrs. Wilby just a few days past. Still waiting on lab results from Joseph.
Rolo looked up with heightened surprise.
See? Creepy. Yeah, that's kind of disturbing. Who's Joseph? That's Mr. Nancreed's name. Oh. What the hell is Nancreed involved in there? Hold
His
up.
finger traced across the page.
There's more scribbled in the margins. Could it be contagious? Mr. Wilby claims the tap water at his home has been contaminated. Perhaps environmental? Lab results only raise more questions. Looks like he came back to his this report later and made those notes. So it might be related to something
Rolo
else.
scanned through several more pages.
Here, the writing looks shaky. I just couldn't help her. This disease, or whatever it is, progresses so fast. And with his wife passing, Terrence's condition follows close behind. Exasperated by the loss. Enough is enough. I need to take matters into my own hands.
Luca, staring blankly at the cabinet this whole time, spoke softly.
Here we go, softly, baby.
What does it say next?
Rolo rustled the folder, trying to loose more pages.
That's where it ends.
What? There has to be more, Rolo Polo.
Luca frantically shoved the remaining cabinet folders, trying to find another labeled Walter.
Luca, I think that's the only one. It's alphabetical, see?
What did he mean enough is enough? How did he take matters into his own hands? This is bullshit.
Luca slammed the drawer shut.
Uh-oh. Alright. Let's see the major plan. Here we
They
go.
crowded around a worn-down old map of Beacon Pines.
Cool. This looks like a treasure map.
Not every old map is a treasure map, Rolo.
Yeah, but every treasure map is an old map. Can't follow that logic. Look, there's even a pathway drawn on it. It starts at the entrance to the town. And if we follow
Rolo
it...
carefully traced the path with his finger.
It leads right to... I think it's gonna be treehouse, but probably
He
warehouse.
jabbed down at the end point.
Town square? No way!
That's the fountain in the middle of town.
What a weird place to hide treasure. In the open, right? Rolo Polo? That doesn't look like treasure to me, my old friend. The underpass in that map has the same symbol as those explosives over there. We're bombing the festival tomorrow. Alright. So, it's not hiding treasure?
A real bummer. Rolo, what's the thing you've been excited about for the past month?
The festival! Did you just say gulp? This feels like a gulp kind of situation. Everyone will be gathered near the center of town. She's gonna blow up the festival! Hugh Grant coming in.
Not if we stop her.
No. Oh. What was that?
Luca looked up from the map.
What was that?
No, I heard it too. That was the front door, which means someone just shut the door, which means someone's upstairs.
Shh, quiet. Hit the lights.
Beck flicked off the light, and they became statues in the dark. Overhead, creaking floorboards bent under slow, deliberate steps.
Uh-oh. Here we go.
The kids looked up, the tilt of their necks following each footfall.
She knows. She can feel a
Then
presence.
suddenly, it stopped.
She's floating. She's floating towards us.
Without realizing, they'd been holding their breath. All three exhaled shakily and glanced at each other. A muffled male voice broke the silence.
Hello?
A final few footsteps reached the entrance above them, and the voice now echoed down the stairs.
Anyone down there?
The three kids shuffled to the corners without a peep. As he began to descend the stairs, the man's voice punctuated every new step.
Hey! Yo ho ho! I'm not here to hurt anyone. However, I'm just here to help with the jam. Just
At the bottom step, the man paused, squinting to search the room for signs of life.
That's mighty peculiar. There it is. Guess it must have been the wind.
Rolo shifted suddenly. Luca gave him an intense, chastising look and whispered through clenched teeth.
I'm gonna kill you.
It was too late. Rolo was already inching toward the stairway. He screeched as he charged toward the shadowy figure.
Fucking hell, bro. Driving chicken coop! Leroy Jenkins!
With all his weight, Rolo tackled the man to the ground.
Oh my god.
Rolo!
Mysterious creepy man?
Anyone
From
there?
the dark corner, they saw something move.
Well, I didn't know if I had it in me. There was only one way to find out. Holy crap, Rolo. That was awesome. Wait, did you just kill that person?
Luca scrambled to the hunched figure on the ground, pressing his fingers to the man's neck. He sighed with relief.
Oh. Fingers, not hands, Chad.
You sure clobbered him good, Rolo Pablo. He's knocked out cold.
As Beck flicked back on the light, Luca and Rolo both gasped in stereo.
Mr. Tolliver!
Alright,
Chapter 7.
here we go.
The Interrogation of Hiram Tolliver. Still unconscious, Mr. Tolliver slumped heavily in a shoddy old chair. His hands were bound
Just like
with
me.
rope, his feet tied with some loose string.
Ooh, you're tying Mr. Tolliver? Goddamn,
Kids huddled
kids.
in a circle, discussing their plan. One thing was certain. They couldn't just let Mr. Tolliver go.
Wow, okay, this is escalating.
They needed to know what he was doing in Luca's house. After some deliberation, it was decided.
Here we go. We're deciding. What are we gonna do? It run the classic good cop, cop interrogation. All right, what's it gonna be? A good cop, chill cop? Oh no, that's the only one I can choose. Oh my god. All right, there is no good cop.
They'd run the classic good cop, chill cop interrogation.
I'll handle this. Just gotta play cool.
Luca walked calmly to the light switch, flicking it off and on a few times. Mr. Tolliver shook his head, gathering his wits.
Golly, I sure got my bell rung.
He looked over to find Luca, who returned a calming grin.
Sorry, Miss Tolliver. This was all a big mistake.
Luca, what's going on in here? Why do you have me strapped down?
No one's fault, really. Rollo just got a little startled.
Rollo's here.
Rollo and Beck emerged from hiding to give a timid wave.
Well, all right. Mistakes happen. You kids gave all of here a good scare. Let's just get me out of these ropes and call it even.
Luca glanced over to Rollo and Beck, who replied with skeptical looks.
Miss Tolliver, why the hell are you in my grand's basement?
Yeah, well, I'm here to help, of course.
Yep. With the jam? What's my grand after?
You just cut me loose. I can show you.
How do I know we can trust you?
Mr. Tolliver exhaled with disappointment.
Luca, have I ever done wrong by you? Or you and your family?
No.
And since your grand moved to town, haven't I been nothing but welcoming?
Yep.
So why would I turn my back on your family now?
It's just, all this stuff seems pretty weird, huh? I'm bored with names of people from town. An archive of my dad's all disturbing patient notes.
All right, my voice is giving up. Oh no, one drink down. We only have 2 left.
Luca gestured to the corner.
Barrels of explosives.
I can explain everything. You just need to untie me. Explain with your mouth, Mr. Tolliver. You kids deserve an explanation.
Luca looked again to Rollo and Beck. This time they shrugged.
I guess, yeah.
Luca began to slowly loosen the bindings.
All right. Oh,
Mr.
and then he
Tolliver
punched
gently
us
rubbed
in the
his
face.
wrists.
Well, that's a good lad. This all makes sense in time. He's gonna make a run for it.
He edged imperceptibly toward the stairs as he spoke.
Oh, it was perceptible. You see, this town has secrets, Luca. And 3 more bodies. A weird dark past indeed.
Before the kids had even noticed his movement, Mr. Tolliver was at the light switch.
The past that must be brought to...
Punctuated his final words by flicking the switch and rushing up the stairs.
Light! Ah, shit. Son of
Beck
a...
darted to the wall and turned back on the lights. It was too late. Rollo confirmed what they all heard.
He just locked us down here.
Mr. Tolliver's muffled voice came from behind the door.
I wasn't lying, you know. This is for your own good. You kids just keep die down, dear, and let the
They
adults
looked
handle this.
bewildered at each other.
God damn it. Played cool, huh?
Not now, Beck.
All right.
They heard the staccato thump of quick steps exiting the house. The kids looked down in resignation.
Resignate. He's out on a break.
This isn't how it goes in Hank Atomic. For some reason, they'd always assumed it was up to them to save their town.
It's not too late. Come on.
Luca opened his mouth, hoping to conjure some magical words to make this right.
It is what it is. There he is. He's back.
Only a hollow croak escaped.
Croak.
The end.
We did it.
Well, we
Oh.
certainly aren't going to find a grand resolution to our tale locked in a basement.
It's true. We're almost at page
Back
69.
to the drawing board.
All right. Okay. We used chill here. We can do a rumble here. Yeah, we used everything everywhere else. So we must rumble. Let's go back. Back called Luca before he made his way past the gate. Wait up! I'll walk you home. Surprised Luca turned around. He knew Rollo Polo could be prickly around new people, but Beck seemed cool. Rollo would warm up to her eventually. Probably. Luca began to respond, but the sky answered for him as the clouds above began to rumble. Da 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 da.
Luca began to respond, but the sky answered for him as the clouds above began to
She's gonna say it
rumble
too.
with ominous thunder.
Here we go, baby. You sure we can make it home before the storm kicks off?
Luca surveyed the roiling clouds.
I'd say the odds are in our favor. Maybe you should stay here and I'll just make a break for it.
At that moment, the heavens opened up, unleashing torrential rain.
Wow. Maybe I stay over, huh? Care to recalculate those odds? Handsome. Hurry inside, you two, before you catch a cold. All right. Okay, so we didn't go. Interesting. Luca, Nelly will keep trying to reach her gran on the phone. In the meantime, you two hold tight. Aw, that's cute. Things, clothes. Sorry, not much to do up here. Most of my stuff is still in the boxes. Mind if I poke around? Be my guest. Alright. It's poking time. Things, clothes. Oh, a little bonk. Oh, it's a microscope, don't worry.
Luca squinted into the eye hole of the microscope.
This looks wild. What is it?
Gum.
Gum? Like the name of my favorite streamer that everyone is pronouncing a little bit wrong? Gum?
Luca adjusted the slide with his fingers to get a better look.
I'm tracking the structural integrity of gum with increasing amounts of chewing. Chew that one for 47 days.
Luca wiped his hand off on his sweater and gave a nervous laugh.
It's weird, I know.
Beck looked down, timidly tapping the ladder with her feet.
You think it's weird, don't you?
A little. But weird can be cool.
What else you got? What's this flowers doing here?
Luca bent down to examine the bouquet of wilting flower. Judging by the odor, they were well past their prime.
Just like me. Well
He
past my
flipped
prime.
open the attached card.
Oh,
Happy trails from Coach Walker and all the Fairview Connors.
boy, you weren't kidding around poking around, huh?
Oh, sorry, was this from your old school?
Yeah, I'm old school. The hard school. The most recent one, yeah. Some schools gave me going away cards. Some did flowers. They're really trying to feel good about themselves. They did both.
So you, move a lot?
Yeah, that's the thing with having a brilliant parent. There's always a better job somewhere else. Death to capitalism. Nope. Think we've done poking.
Those flowers will last longer if you put them in some water, you know. Ain't much of a scientist now, huh? Maybe you should microscope this bouquet, huh?
That's the sort of thing I would do if I cared.
Well, you care enough to keep them, is all I'm saying, you know, I'm not saying. I'm not saying much, but I'm saying a whole bunch, you know what I'm saying? Oh, meow. Roland and I have a radio just like this at the treehouse.
Probably not exactly like this one. This was microscopically bouqueted into the shape that it is. My mom and I tore the whole thing down to the bolts. fitted with some state-of-the-art vacuum tubes.
She seems pretty awesome.
She gets carried away sometimes. I think she feels guilty for working too much. So when she does have time for me, she showers me with high-tech overcompensation.
Luca flicked at one of the toggles.
I bet you can get all sorts of stations on this.
Not out here in the boonies. You wouldn't believe the stuff I could pick up back in the city. But around here, it's all farm reports and static.
Ah, shucks.
Look, can I ask you something?
Yeah, of course. I don't mind.
Here we go.
Damn. Didn't that hurt?
I'll be honest. That hurt more than expected. Yeah, man, me too. I think I cracked my ribs for sure. I can't breathe.
Well, at least you look cool doing it.
Beck took a moment to watch the rivulets of water running down the window.
The what now? Of what? Do we ever feel alone? Like, even when people are around?
Well, Rolo Polo can be pretty absent-minded sometimes.
I'm serious. Does it ever feel like your family doesn't care what you want?
It didn't used to feel that way. I know Gran loves me, but sometimes when she looks at me, it's like she's looking at a problem.
Luca took a deep breath, exhaling slowly.
I know the feeling. How do you feel? How do you deal with that? Well, I guess,
I guess I haven't yet. One thing my dad told me when I was little. Don't hold a grudge, especially against yourself. If you try to hold it all in, you're gonna pop. Believe me, I'm your pop.
so then, what do you do when you don't know what to do?
Dad never got to that part. Something I figured out on my own, though. You gotta do something, anything. Here.
Oh, it's go time, baby. What are you doing?
I don't know. Something. We gotta register complaints with the storm. Listen here, you miserable nincompoop. Stop jerking me around. I don't want things to go back to the way they were. I'm losing my voice here, and everyone tells me it's gonna be alright. Things are gonna
Luca
change.
let out a feral scream that echoed into
Yeah! Every time something changes, everything gets worse. Screw this
Let me try. Let me try. It's my turn now, okay? You ready? Moving sucks. I hate it. I hate that. I hate it. Why can't I just deal with it and be happy for my mom? All right. Do we have a therapist in town as well? We don't have the backing up music though. It's not gonna be as you know, epiphany, liberating as it was. Why can't we just stay somewhere?
Brah.
her voice dropped to a trembling
Aw,
whisper.
cutie pie. I just want to be a normal kid. Oh man.
Beck brushed off her shirt. and
Me too.
straightened up.
Everyone in chat as well, probably. There. Alright. And Mom Nellie's gonna come in. It's like, what the hell are you kids yelling about? Wow, I actually feel a little bit better.
As abruptly as it began, the storm abated.
Thanks. I needed that. Yeah, that's what friends are for.
Yeah, I should head out before the rain starts up again.
Sure. I'll work you out. See you and Rolo Polo at the festival? Sounds good. Luca. Don't let the universe jerk you around, eh?
Beck gave Luca a light thump on the arm before heading in.
Thanks for the
Chapter
thump.
5.
Here we go.
Friendly Feud.
Uh-oh.
The
The
air
double
was
F.
heavy with the hard rain's residue, the smell of wet things. Despite his dreary surroundings, Luca felt at peace. He'd never shared those details about his dad with anyone, not even Rollo. But it's not like this changed anything. Rollo was still his best friend.
Uh-oh.
Adding Beck to the group would help balance things out.
Eternal
Everything's better in place.
struggle.
This is what Luca told himself as he headed to the treehouse.
You gotta have the close trio. Alright. Okay. And there was that beehive that we still haven't scanned, right? Oh. Shit. So we're still gonna be able to do this? What's up, detective?
Hey, Don, checking out a lead?
Uh-huh. I heard a juicy new rumor. Turns out, when Sharper Valentine died, he left behind a peculiar last will and testament.
Peculiar. How?
He didn't just give his kids an inheritance, there were conditions.
Like what?
The document stipulated an heiress had to take on a child as her ward. A kid our age who just show up to town one night with a lawyer.
Solomon?
Bingo-ringo!
So Ares was forced to take care of it?
Yup, or she would have lost everything.
Why would Sharper care so much about some random kid?
Rumor has it old Sharper sowed some wild oats.
Attic plans the way Harris treats him. Or Solomon. How did you find all this out?
Haha, I'm a detective, a good reporter. Never reveals her source, Luca.
And we don't get the... Okay. Alright, well. What the hell are you doing here then? Is something gonna happen if we... Oh, alright. Here we go. Oh no, I can't check the bees now?
Luca peeked up at the beehive. It
Oh,
appeared to
we
be
already
deserted.
have. Okay. I better not dilly-dally. Gotta go to the treehouse. Oh yeah. This is not where the treehouse was. Library closed. What the hell are you still doing here? He met his old friend's eyes and was greeted with nothing but ice-cold anger. Uh-oh. Heavens! This is no time for fractured friendships. Exactly, Rollo, please. Also, she's gonna be the first one to blow up if that thing goes. Yeah, let's just go to the treehouse. Uh-oh. Excuse me, what are you doing? Just looking up for the night, sir. Oh, wonderful. I can only assume this means all festive preparations have been completed ahead of schedule. Not exactly, sir. The storm set us back a bit and it's getting late, so we all decided to... You all decided? Yes, sir. I was unaware that your job involved deciding things. We are all here at Perennial Harvest because we believe in creating a better future, yes? Yes, sir, very much, sir. Do you want to be one to tell this town that we failed them? No. That we gave up because there was a little rainstorm and we all got sleepy? Of course not, sir. Good. Then it is decided. Yes, sir, we'll work till the task is done. See that you do. Our harvest awaits. Whew. Oh, hold up. Old Prickler's Pond. Alright, let's see if we have any new bait as well. A pungent
Luca
one.
wrapped a twig of thyme around the hook.
Alright, it's about that time.
Some fish have refined taste.
Alright, give it to me. Got him. Yo, a clock a ring? Property of Sharper Valentine. Figures. If he had his way, property of Sharper Valentine would bring her and everything in this goddamn town. Should we give it back to him? He may not even want it back. Man's got a contentious relationship with time. We'll keep it here in case he ever wants to pick it up. Alright. That's it. I got nothing else. Rolo, you're still up there, my pal. Oh. I'm sorry. Rolo isn't accepting visitors at this moment. Soon. Come back. Never.
Luca had only ever heard him speak in this stiff yet gentle tone a few times, and it always meant one thing.
He's super mad.
You're upset. I can tell.
Oh, what makes you say that? Maybe because my best friend abandoned me for no reason?
I didn't abandon you, pal. Listen. I met a girl.
I'm just a little late.
Rolo scoffed.
The rain held me up.
Liar. Here we go. Here's the real one. You weren't even home. What? Oh my god. Storm got bad and I got worried. So I went looking for you. Imagine my surprise when I made it to your house and you weren't there.
I hadn't make it back yet.
I'm not a fool, Luca. It doesn't take all day to deliver some yam.
No, the storm rolled in out of nowhere. And I got stuck after dinners at Beck's.
Luca stumbled on his words, knowing he'd said too much.
Beck? The one hit song artist says I'm a loser, baby. So that's one? What the heck is even a Beck?
There's a new kid in town, pal. I gotta tell ya. I shared my secrets with her. She's actually kinda cool. You'd like her.
Well, less probability now.
She need help convincing her parents that she'd made new friends.
New friends? I spent all day waiting for you, and you were off making new friends?
It's not like it's not like that, Rolo.
You know, while I was waiting, I made some upgrades to mission control. I was gonna be a surprise. It took so long, the storm knocked it all down. Just like you knocked down our friendship. What does that even mean?
Luca became instinctively angry in response. Both boys were now shouting across the distance.
It means you're a bad friend. You don't care about me.
Of course I care, pal. You ass.
I knew I'd get in trouble waiting so late for you, but I kept my word, because that's what friends do. I came, didn't I? Oh, wow. I can't do it anymore. What a noble sacrifice you made. Easy for you to say. Your grand doesn't even care. You can't stay out as long as you want, and you wouldn't even get in trouble. Seriously? You're acting like I chose this? That's what you think. That maybe you're the bad friend.
Changed to a calm, yet more intense anger.
Maybe Pa is right. Storms bring more than water. This one brought out the real Luca. Stop quoting your Pa's nonsense like it means anything. Yeah, well, at least my Pa is still around.
The words hung in the cold night air. Rolo's stomach dropped, knowing he'd crossed a line.
Oh, Rolo.
But it was too late.
Luca,
Good night, Rolo. I said good night.
alright, we sure caught up with Rolo. What happens if I do this? Right, it doesn't even tell me if I've unlocked something or not. Okay. Let's just look at my journal here. No.
Rollo thinks I'm still going to the festival with him, he can shove it. My own summer.
Shove it, shove. In that case, maybe we can just go out again. Oh, here we go.
Luca dug through his old stuff, not even sure what he was looking for.
Oh, yes, baby. Let's do it. Yo. Rollo. What a jerk. Call me a bad friend. I'm alone at home. I don't have to do the voice now. No. Oh, I'm Rollo. Look at me and my amazing family. Gonna break something. Give me something to break. I'm tired. I guess I'm just never supposed to make new friends. Weep. Where the hell do we use weep? Luca?
Gran cooed gently from the hallway.
You slept straight through breakfast, my dear. Luca, are you all right?
I'm fine. Just don't feel like getting up yet.
Okay, I'll leave this oatmeal by the door. I've gotta run out and take care of some things, wink wink.
Okay.
I'll be back later to check in. Sure.
Luca just wanted to be alone. He waited to hear the sound of the front door closing.
Here we go. Action Jackson time, baby. Boom. Hell yeah. But Rollo's still gonna go to the festival. Oh, is it today? So the thing is gonna blow up? I don't know about this. Oh crap, we're still not going? Okay. It's gonna be miserable. I'm just gonna go back to
Luca
bed.
dozed off again.
Luca! I see you didn't eat your oatmeal.
Wasn't hungry.
Well, just in case you get hungry, I'll leave a sandwich here too. Yes, please.
Thanks.
Rollo came by.
What did he say?
He wanted to talk to you. What did you say? I told him you weren't feeling well.
Good.
So your plan is to just sit in your room all day?
Pretty much.
Well, I need to pop away again for a minute. If you decide to end your pity party and go outside, I think it'd do you some good.
Noted.
Luca still couldn't bring himself to go out. Besides, if he ran into Rollo, he'd have to actually confront the situation.
Disgusting. We don't want that. Just keep it in you. Have the poison eat away your heart. Never leave the house. You got a ball in here. There's never anything interesting at the festival anyway. Oh. Oh, okay. Let's do it. Hold on. Oh, here we go. Boom! Oh, come on. Boom! Hell yeah, we did it. Oh, it's gonna be a picture with Rollo.
The Adventures of Hank
Oh,
Atomic.
never mind. The complete first
Luca
volume?
carefully opened the cover and began to read. Rollo had received it for his birthday, a special hardcover edition
Ooh.
with behind-the-scenes commentary and bonus art.
Hell yeah.
Rollo cherished it, but asked that Luca keep it at his house. Luca wasn't sure if it was because Rollo didn't trust himself with it, didn't trust his sister around it, or just wanted an excuse to come hang out at Luca's more often. Whatever the reason, Luca didn't mind, but it had stayed right there where Rollo had stashed it ever since. Now, at the foot of his bed, Luca lost himself in the pages. He'd read it all before, but at this moment, it somehow felt sentimental. He was well into issue number 5 when he heard soft footsteps from the hallway.
Issue number 5, you know what's even better than that? Yeah, that's right. It's Mambo number 5. Luca, my naughty little friend came to see you. A girl named Beck Modwell. She said you met yesterday.
What did she say?
She here. She was just dropping by. I told you weren't taking visitors today. Hell no. Oh. She seems nice. Wink.
Yeah.
So, you had a fight with your good friend Rolo, didn't you? Can I come in?
Maybe later.
All right, then. Here's a little soup for you. In case you want a bite before bedtime.
Without realizing it, Luca had pouted away the entire afternoon.
I do that sometimes.
He once again felt the weight of it all and allowed his weary eyes to close.
Here we go again, baby. It's dream
Luca
time.
stood in a vast black
Hell yeah.
expanse.
I like that.
He looked up at his father standing beside him. Walt was working a straw at the bottom of a fountain glass, trying to collect the last bits of milkshake.
And brought all the boys
Dad?
to the yard.
Where are we? Taking a final loud gurgling sip. His father peered up from the glass. He jangled the straw playfully with a warm smile, then lifted the empty glass as if to point into the darkness. The source. Luca's eyes followed his father's
Cheeky.
gesture. In an instant, he was sitting in front of a blazing campfire.
Hell yeah.
Across from him sat a large figure in a yellow hazmat suit.
Grand?
The figure's voice was a scratchy echo. Well, if it isn't the man of the hour, make yourself comfortable. Luca held his shivering hands over the flame to warm himself. It doesn't work that way here. Their yellow-gloved hand pointed to the base of the flame. It's a cold flame. See? Luca
Endothermic.
peered at the base of the fire. It wasn't wood that was burning. It was Beacon Pines itself. Tiny buildings, freezing and crumbling as they were consumed by flame. Luca could see small shadows moving
Yeah.
in the burning city. People.
That's not good.
Luca leapt to his feet. We've got to help them! The figure gave a dismissive wave of their hand. Why waste energy helping people who can't even help themselves?
I know, right?
The figure bent down to examine the panicked crowd as they desperately tried to stop the flames. They only care about what's right in front of them. Not like us. Luca's voice was a trembling whisper. Us? The figure slowly stood up, grabbing its helmet with both hands. With a jolt and a twist, the suit emitted a gasp. A cloud of torpid mist escaped, slowly revealing the face within. Luca's own face looked back at him. Older, worn, distant. The sensation was oddly familiar, as if he'd caught his own reflection by surprise in the mirror. The doppelganger smiled. I tried to help once. He gestured towards his face. And all it got me was this. Luca staggered back. You aren't me. Luca felt a hand catch his shoulder. His father was there again, beside him. Every choice sets us on a path. This is the end of one of your paths, son. Luca watched his older self shake its head ruefully, its face twisting into a cruel grin. Welp, Dad. If you wanted him to see this, far be it from me to disappoint. Luca watched in shock as the figure took a confident step forward and plunged into the flames in a flash of cold light. He was gone. What does all of this mean? Luca felt a reassuring squeeze on his shoulder. Just remember, why we choose matters just as much as what we choose. Luca woke up to see a hazy figure at the foot of his bed, silhouetted in the morning sun.
Mom?
No, dear. Your mom's mom. Maybe. It's only Gran. You see? She's fishy.
Luca rubbed his eyes.
And she's like a wolf. She's a wolf in deers.
The kind, concerned face of his gran came into focus.
How you feeling?
Fine.
Anything you want to talk about? For first 5 seconds of you waking up, that's the best time to talk about things I know, let me tell you.
I don't feel like talking.
Who would? Well, that's just as well. I just gotta tell you, I'm part of the resistance of Beacon Pines. How about you sit here and listen? Whatever you and Rolo fought about, doesn't matter. I've placed half a ton of C4 in the fountain. It's all gonna go.
Buddy,
Gran silenced Luca with a gentle pat on the leg.
Fights between friends happen. I was said, doesn't matter. The important thing is that it's not the last thing you ever say to each other. You know what I mean, sonny boy? But he said stuff about Dad. Well, do you think he meant it? No. He was just mad. And did you mean any of the things you said to him? Now tell me straight, young boy.
no.
Good. One must appreciate friends in their best moments and accept them in their worst. Hey, aceptamos. Now get your little butt out of bed. The festival's today. You don't want to miss that, do you? Excuse me. I guess not. Seems like a good opportunity to make amends with Rolo, doesn't it?
Luca gave a reluctant nod.
So buy my corn dog and apologize.
But he's the one that...
What did I just say, goddammit? You ain't listen.
I'm a corn dog.
That's a good boy. Everything's better with corn dogs. Or any type of dog, actually. Got some last-minute festival business to take off, so I'm gonna be going now. Come find you at the fountain a little after lunch. Oh my God, Gran is planning to kill us. I love you, Luca.
Love you too, Graham.
Uh-oh.
Luca took a deep breath.
We're all going down. All right.
Chapter 6.
Okay, here we go again.
Through thick and thin. Despite Luca's bitterness, Gran was right. He needed to hash things out with Rolo. A big fight changes the nature of a friendship. Whether, in the end, it is for the better or for the worse, all comes down to understanding. If one is not careful, the same familiarity that builds the strongest of bonds can become the wrecking ball that shatters them. Luca emerged from seclusion, taking in the crisp festival air. But the events of the day weren't on his mind. He had to find Rolo.
Let's do it. Just take a look at this. Day of the festival, though, right? Nothing? Oh, there's gotta be something, though, right? Maybe when we solve the mystery, we can come back. Boop, 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 beep, boop, 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 beep. Oh. Uh-oh. There you are. Luca. Rolo wanted me to tell you something.
What is it?
Roxy rolled her eyes, shaking her head.
Chad, I can't breathe. A space adventure, though you needn't buy it. If ye be brave, go somewhere quiet. Roxy, I know. It's a riddle, Luca. My goofy little brother wants you to find it.
Luca looked down and kicked at the dirt.
Look, I know you two had a fight. The only thing more annoying than my little brother is my little brother without his best friend. So I'm doing him this one favor. Now I need one favor from you. Whatever it is that went down between you two, squash it. Ah, man. A space adventure, though you needn't buy it. If ye be brave, go somewhere quiet. Are we going to the treehouse though, right? Oh my God, it is the festival, huh? Alright, Mr. Kerr. Unique New York. Unique New York. He's practicing for the speech. Huh? Oh, don't mind me. Just practicing to sound more human.
Mr. Kerr pointed to his grinning mouth.
Gotta limber up the old gap box.
You nervous, pal?
Oh, heavens, no.
Well, break a leg.
How goes the beetle butt?
pretty rad. I haven't seen so much as an Excuvier. And it's not just the beetles. This morning I couldn't find any critters at all. It's like everything the buzzers or skitters just packed up and left. I'm sure they're out there somewhere. Maybe all the commotion of the festival just spooked them. Yeah, maybe that's it.
Welcome to our festival. Your festival. Don't forget to come back later for Mysticer's Beach and the Perennial Harvest Festival sign reveal. You don't want to miss it. That's gotta be something, huh? I don't know who Perennial Harvest thinks they're impressing with this ridiculous festival. Totally. Town's still falling apart. The weather's still cruddy. And this season's harvest looks like it's gonna be worse than last year's.
You said it.
No amount of corporate pandering is gonna change any of that. Amen, Roxy. Preach, girl.
Exactly. But lemonade at the drink stand over there does look pretty tasty.
Fitz.
I'm still gonna be mad at them. I'd just rather be mad while sipping some delicious lemonade is all.
That's how they get you.
That's how they get you.
Are we gonna use these balloons for later? Ooh.
Fitz.
How about it? How about it, girl? Never mind.
Alright. Right moment. Okay.
Jeff was staring into the distance with a wistful look.
Yep.
Hey, Jeff. Everything all right?
Yeah, well, yeah, everything's fine. I mean, used to be fine. Got saying right these days, you know.
I really do, actually.
Jeff turned to Luca with a furrowed brow, then gave an understanding nod.
You do, don't ya?
For a moment, the two now shared that same wistful gaze.
That's good.
Can you come around 12? Sure, yeah. The later, the better.
Every single time.
Yep.
Wait for it. Unexplained sound once again noted.
That's gonna be our distraction.
Like clockwork. What a bunch of drones. Heh.
Interesting. Noted in our mental book as well. Let's take a look.
Well, this is the first time I've seen this many smiling faces at the foul harvest.
I had my doubts about Perennial Harvest, but I must admit they do put a nice party. Shh. Alright. Hiya, Luca. How's Griffin doing?
What?
Oh, nothing.
Sorry all became flesh.
Whew. Just pretend I didn't say anything. Griffin? Oh, nothing from you. Piper, we're actually taking a break from studying? I wanted to see what all the festival fuss is about.
But I can't help but notice. You still brought your backpack full of books.
Luca, backers can carry a lot more than just books.
True, true. So what you got in there?
Books. I was able to return the Perennial Harvest safety suit you borrowed. I don't think anyone noticed.
Good.
Now will you tell me what you need it for?
It was a favor for an enemy of my enemy.
This isn't going to harm Miss Kerr, is it?
All you need to know is that it's for the good of the family. Alright, that was Gram doing her thing. A most welcoming of welcomes. Would you like to share your thoughts? We always strive to improve.
Nope. That does sound like me.
I've got a question for you. What do you think this whole festival's for?
The way I figure Perennial Harvest trying to win over the town. Like a bribe by balloons.
Cynical, I like where your head's at. That's what I assumed at first too, until I eavesdropped on a couple of gossiping clipboards. What if I told you that this whole thing is really a special shindig for a super secret guest of honor?
A special guest?
Ooms.
I haven't dug that deep yet, but whoever it is, PH, thinks they're a big deal.
God damn it. Alright, let's just go to... Oh, there's one more place to see, and then we're gonna go to the tree house. What's up, little guy? Luca, did you know that Beacon Pine's actually unincorporated? A lot of people don't know that.
Well, yeah, I didn't know. What does that mean?
It means most public works are handled internally. We do all the pipelines, the water treatment, building regulations,
That's great.
census taking, emergency services. That's given us a hint, man. Hey, Luca. So you're done at the library?
Nothing.
Griffin looked away suspiciously.
Huh. Nothing at all. So Griffin is in on it as well. Alright. Do we go and take a look at the Mr. Nutcrack? The library is somewhere quiet. Oh, okay. That's what it is. We sold the case by not going where I wanted to go. Hold up. Hi, Jess. Still working?
Still working through the U.S. economic?
You know it. It's a fascinating canon toward the end. Did you know Hank Atomic's shrink array doesn't technically shrink stuff? It uses inverse quantum particle decay to literally grow the entire universe around an object, leaving that object unaltered.
So it just like shrugs compared to everything else?
Bingo!
That's wild, girl. But Jess,
No spoilers, please. Oh, right, sorry. Hey, Aluka.
Cato's eyes lit with excitement.
I've been expecting you. Bravo, deciphering the first riddle. The first. Oh, you didn't think that was all, did you?
Well, it does go all,
Cato
doesn't he?
straightened up and cleared his throat as if preparing to sing.
On planet Farpool, you may take issue. When the fifth king dies, you'll need a tissue.
Cato stared at Luca eagerly.
Get it? Want me to tell you?
No, it's okay. Let me figure it out.
All right, when you find it, bring it here to be verified. And if you decide you want a hint, the offer still stands. On planet Farpool, you may take issue. When the fifth king dies, you'll need a tissue. Planet Farpool. You may take issue. When the fifth king dies, you'll need a tissue. Shit. When the fifth king dies, you'll need a
Luca grabbed
tissue.
the 5 pillars of success from the shelf.
That's the one. Once you got a book, you can either bring it here to me or just grab a different one. Let's see what we have here. The 5 pillars of success. Oh, it is. Okay, sure. The reserves are important. On planet Farpool, you may find take issue. Don't give me no hints. God damn it.
Luca grabbed the 5 pillars.
No, I didn't.
Luca grabbed the issue with self-help, a helpful guide, from the shelf.
Okay.
Luca grabbed 500 meals for 1 big pot from the shelf.
We got issue.
Luca grabbed Natural Photography, Volume 5, from the shelf.
5.
Luca grabbed The Modern Science of Atomic Radiation from the shelf. Luca grabbed The Adventures of Hank Atomic, issue number 4.
Close.
Luca grabbed The Adventures of Hank Atomic, issue number 5, from the shelf.
Let's try this one. Ah, you found it.
Removed his book from the desk and replaced it with Luca's, turning on the lamp. As he slid the book under the purple light, 2 words glowed. The Adventures of Hank Atomic, issue 5. Luca clicked his tongue with recognition.
Bro, cipher pen. Used to write secret messages everywhere with that. And only I had the special flashlight needed to reveal it. But I lost it. Well, apparently he traded Jeff for his purple light bulb. Parted with his entire Halloween candy stash. Oh, Rolo. Now let's see here.
Kato began flipping through the pages, stopping when he hit a glowing word.
Get away with such a
He
grift.
continued flipping.
Only found in Grub Cart.
Reaching the end of the book, Kato looked up.
That's it. Grift in Grub Cart. Griffin's Grub Cart. He wants me to go Griffin's snack stand. Ah, brilliant. I guess you're off then. Good luck on the rest of the scavenge hunt. Thanks, Gato. That's why Griffin was like, done with the library. We're going back. Location is gonna be treehouse at the end, though. Alright, I'm here, pal.
Hey, Griffin. Did Rolo come,
Before Luca could finish his sentence, Griffin handed him a corn dog.
Oh, that's it?
Bought and paid for. Enjoy.
I thought there was supposed to be a riddle or
Luca
something.
shrugged, taking a sizable bite out of the corn dog.
Yuck. It's cold. Oh yeah, that's been sitting here for a while. Rolo wanted me to be sure to give you that one specifically.
Well, that's just...
Luca tongued at his cheeks, feeling something rough between his teeth.
Oh.
He reached into his mouth and pulled out a slip of paper.
Oh, come
He
on.
shook off the bits of corn dog to read the slip.
A pickup when you need some pep. Near the fountain, up the
Luca
step.
finished off the remainder of the corn dog.
Alright, here we go. Alright. That was Griffin. There you are, Luca. There's no way I'm actually doing this. It's way below my pay grade. Oh, come on, you big Steph. Let the kids have some fun. Fine. There once was a sailor. No, the Rolo owes me one. Here we go.
He waved his hands around sarcastically as he began.
What takes flight but has no wings? Your final task? A friendship brings. See, that wasn't so hard. Hard. Ugh, I feel cheapened somehow. I think it's sweet. What takes flight but has no wings? Your final task? A friendship brings. Chat, what takes flight but has no wings? It's gotta be like an emotion though, right? Oh, fucking hell. I'm beat up. Good luck, Luca. Thanks, boo. Ah.
Hey!
Hey. Did you find the comic book?
Yeah.
And you got the corn dog? Yeah. Well done. I know it doesn't make up for what I said, but here, you've earned this.
Rolo sheepishly handed Luca the balloons.
Cute. Flight. All right, now we're getting some charms.
Thanks. You didn't have to go all to this trouble. I'm sorry I got so mad.
Dang it, you were supposed to let me apologize first.
Oh, sorry.
Now you apologized twice before me. Just let me do this. Luca, I'm really sorry, goddammit. With everything that's happened with your mom and all, was wanted to be there for you. Be a good friend, you know? When you said you were hanging out with someone else, kind of freaked out.
Polo.
Still my turn. I felt like if you needed some new friend to help you, it meant that I wasn't good enough. That was a selfish and wrong thing to do. I was wrong. Badong. I'm so sorry, Luca. Okay, apology over. You can talk now.
Luca threw himself at Rollo, hugging him as tightly as he could.
Cute.
Rolo, I don't deserve you, pal.
I don't deserve you either. That's why we deserve each other. So, what else do you want to do today? We could snoop around and try to find some info about your mom.
Snoop, where?
We could probably sneak into Perennial Harvest HQ while everyone's at the festival. Aren't you curious about all the stuff this clippers write down?
What did we get caught? I think I had enough excitement for 1 week. Just make the rest day about us.
Really?
Yeah, the rest of the world can wait for one more day.
You know, I have been waiting to get some work done on the MCDC at Mission Control. The game is a bit unpredictable.
That sounds perfect.
We could get in though. Oh my god, those balloons are going everywhere. Let's see one more time. Alright, Rollo now. Go now. Go. Maybe later, huh? Okay. Both balloons are going everywhere, man. What's up, pal? Did ya hear? After Mr. Kurt gives his big speech, they're gonna have the first annual biggest catch competition. As long as a boot qualifies as a catch, I'm a show win. Good luck. Alright. Here we go. Oh, I almost forgot. I ran into your grand this morning. She asked me to give you
Rollo
this.
handed Luca an unopened letter.
Shit,
The big reveal. I'll wait for you inside if you want to read it now.
a letter.
Luca, some things are going to happen that might be difficult for you to understand. If I am honest, I hardly understand them myself.
Here we go.
But whatever happens, I need you to know that I love you. None of this is fair to you. You have already lost so much. We both have. I wish there was a simpler way forward. But if there is, I haven't thought of it. God knows I've tried. Everything I've done. I did for you. I hope someday you can accept that. Love, Gran.
Ah, I love you too, Gran.
Luca folded the paper into his pocket and headed up the ladder.
Hell? That sounds a little bit sus though, right? What's up with the letter? Anything you want to talk about? Well, let me just try and open up to you and then hear the boom from the fountain. Sure, whatever you want. Here we go. Boom.
You know, you really didn't have to go all that trouble just to apologize.
I know, but we were looking forward to the festival for weeks. And I ruined everything with my big mouth. This was the best way to make sure you still had a good time with them.
Rolo,
Luca was at a loss for words. But that was fine. Words aren't always necessary.
The festival seemed nice. Was it nice?
we can still go.
Nah, this is fine.
Well, there's always next year.
Sadly, this was untrue.
In life as
A
well.
distant rumble shook the treehouse.
Here we go, baby.
Huh? What was that?
Oh man, we missed the
It
fireworks?
was not fireworks. It was something the boys couldn't possibly comprehend. Something as old and cruel as time itself.
What?
A shockwave of cold tore through the room. A bitter, unfathomable chill.
Alright.
Before they could react, it encased them in ice. Two boys, reunited by friendship, only to be cruelly separated by a malevolence beyond reason. And so, our story ends on this melancholy scene in a silent treehouse turned statuary. In a town brought low by its secrets sits a pair of friends, alone, together, for the rest of time. The end. No, that can't be the ending. It simply can't. I won't accept it, and I hope you won't either. There are more endings, more possibilities. I can feel it.
Yeah, we
are
have a
just going
couple
to
more
have to sort
charms.
through them all until we find the one that fits.
Alright. Let's see what else we got. Chill. Okay, hard cop. I think I want to try that one first, I'll be honest with you. And then tickle and strange. No. Flight or fight? Flight. And this one could be nice as well. Let's try hard cop as well, because I want to interrogate that mother trucker a little bit longer. Alright, here we go.
They'd run the classic good cop, hard cop interrogation. Rollo brandished a steely gaze. I've got this. Read about it 100 times. Rollo swaggered past the chair which propped up the slumping Hiram Tolliver. Without even looking at his captive, he began with a long, blustery drawl.
Well, Mr. Tolliver.
Mr. Tolliver remained motionless. Rollo spun around to face him. He'd clearly expected to rouse Mr. Tolliver with his booming voice.
Mr. Tolliver?
Beck and Luca gave each other an unsure glance. Rollo slammed his fist on the table.
I said, Mr. Tolliver.
He grabbed the table lamp and beamed it onto the unconscious face. Mr. Tolliver groaned and slowly lifted his head. He recoiled with a muddled, weary squint.
What in the
The
world?
chair wobbled as he attempted to straighten up.
Whoa, who's there?
Mr. Tolliver could only make out rough shapes through the glaring light. With a gruff tone, Rollo hoped to both conceal his voice and intimidate.
I'll be asking the questions here, punk. Now hold on. Yeah, let's just calm down. Oh, I am calm. Calm as a carrot in dirt. As for you, looks like you're sweating.
The doubtful expression on Beck and Luca's faces transformed into awe.
We can do this my way, or, well, let's just say I've never needed another way.
Rollo, hitting his stride, was now channeling every detective trope his memory could recall. He slammed the table again.
Now dance! What? I don't even know.
Mr. Tolliver's voice became desperate. He was nearly in tears.
You've tied me down? How on earth could I dance? Dance with your mouth, punk. Spill the beans! What are you doing poking around this house? I'm here to help Juniper. To make sure everything's ready. Oh, so you're in cahoots with Gran? Gran?
Mr. Tolliver was in a daze, now more confused than ever.
Gonna help her blow up the festival, huh? Blow up the festival? Good
He shook
lord!
his head, feeling more and more dizzy.
No, you got it all wrong. Where is she now? She's headed to the source. Source? What's the source? It's
His
where
voice faded to a whisper.
the town began. Where it all began. What is Operation Sparkplug?
With that, Mr. Tolliver passed out cold.
Shh.
Rollo swung around with a repentant grimace.
Damn, Rollo. I think you went a little too hard at him. What do you say about the source? It's where the town began. We need more information. Yeah, but we better not push Mr. Tolliver any further. Is there anyone else who might know more? What about the History Museum? It just got set up for the festival. Nah, that was put up by the Valentines. Everything they do is just a bunch of fluff to glorify themselves. Is there anything more reliable? The library? He said the same thing. If there's any information about the source tank, Kato can help us find it. Let's go get some answers. Nice. This is a dang nice library. Thanks, we worked hard on it. Aren't you a little too, adorable to be a librarian? Oh, hey. Got out here so much you mentioned they gave him a set of keys. Just keep an eye on this place for Miss Novak sometimes. They got you working for free? It's quiet and I get access to all the books I can read. What more could a person want? Money? What can I do for you all?
We need a favor.
I already told you and Rolo. I can't put you any higher on the wait list for the next atomic. And if you're here with more candy, I'll have you know I can't be bought. Called a personal code of conscience.
Actually, we're looking to do some research.
Oh, now you're speaking my language. What are we looking for?
That's the last thing. That is the thing, first of all. We sort of don't know. What do you got on the history of the town?
There is the country record archives.
What's in those?
Births, deaths, newspaper clippings, stuff like that. Pretty boring reading. But they do all go way back to when the town was founded.
Great, we'll start there.
Let's found this town.
Chapter 8. 6 feet under, 3
Uh-oh.
towns over. The kids spent the rest of the afternoon combing through dusty piles of old county records, desperately searching for anything that could help them make sense of Mr. Tolliver's cryptic utterance. Luca tried to shake the thought of Gran's basement, but his focus wavered. Explosives, messages hidden in jam, dossiers on various town figures, and a Gran was the only family he had left. He still couldn't bring himself to believe the worst. But the old map with the symbol of explosives in town square made that difficult. As the sun began to set, the kids were no closer to the truth.
I'll have to read any more records, my eyeballs are gonna pop.
We have to keep digging.
If I dig another word, I'm gonna end up in one of those asinine death records. Roller Cotter lived a full and wonderful life, till he read so much boring crud that his brain oozed out of his
Rolo
ears.
shut his book with an assertive nod.
If you've got a better idea, spit it out. You sound like my sister. Keep pushing your luck, pal. It won't be boring country records that kill you. I'll put you in the obituaries
Rolo
myself.
muttered under his breath.
You're a country road. Take me home. Really? That's the best you got? When I'm done with you, you'll be the footnote in history. Just like
Slammed her finger down on the open page before glancing down to read.
J. Hartford here. I'd love to see you try.
Hey, we're all a little tired here, hey? Let's just take a minute and,
Something tickled the back of Luca's mind.
wait.
What was that name, Beck? India bit? J. Hartford? In Brookville Tribune 8 years ago?
That can't be right.
What is it?
J. Hartford. That's my grand's name. Juniper Hartford.
Maybe there were 2 J. Hartfords?
Miss Hartford is survived by her young daughter, E. Hartford.
My mom's name is Eleanor. Okay, this is getting creepy. If your grand is 6 feet under, 3 towns over,
Then who am I living with?
The question hung.
that's what
in
I
the
said.
air.
All right, gang, can I close up for the night?
Beck rubbed her eyes.
How late is it? Almost 10. Oh crap, Pie is gonna kill me. I gotta go. Yeah, my parents will be worried sick.
All right, let's meet up as early as we can for the festival tomorrow.
What are you gonna do about the unconscious man in your basement? I'll think of something.
Luca's heart was pounding as he approached the house. If he was lucky, Gran, or whoever it was, hadn't gotten back yet. And of course, there was Mr. Tolliver tied up and unconscious in the basement. Dealing with him would be the first order of business. Luca shook out his arms to calm his nerves before entering. He held perfectly still, tempering his breath, and listened closely. She was asleep. His only hope was that she hadn't found Mr. Tolliver before dozing off.
Check on Mr. Tolliver, alright. Oh, he was open when we left. This ain't gonna be good, is it? Alright, the big reveal. Shit balls. Alright, cue Gran.
Mr. Tolliver was nowhere to be seen.
Maybe he woke up, escaped from his bindings, and left
Or
without a
maybe
trace.
Gran knew everything.
What did I do?
Luca's hungry stomach groaned. Not realizing it, he'd gone the entire day without eating.
Sometimes happened to me too.
Okay, I can figure this one out. Just need a little brain food.
Luca rushed over to the pile of jam jars, unscrewed one, and shoveled a handful into his mouth.
Just like that. We are 12 years old.
I'm afraid your jam delivery will be
He
delayed.
flipped the lid to read the label.
Mr. Nancreed. Okay, now I can think. So Gran knows we tied up Mr. Tolliver. I'm screwed. If she doesn't know, then I need to play it cool. I guess the only option is to go to bed and act as there's nothing wrong. Gran will think Mr. Tolliver finished what he was sent to do and left when he was done.
Go to sleep? Might as well. But we just left evidence there now. Didn't we? Sure did. Alright. Alright, Gran. Shit. Gran?
Stick to the plan.
Got a plan. Play it cool.
As Luca climbed the final stair, the emotion of the day dragged heavily on him. With each consecutive step, his legs weakened. His stride began to falter. He tried to grab for the railing to steady himself.
The jam.
Something was wrong.
Come on, legs. A few more steps.
Luca groaned and tried to move. His limbs might as well have been bolted to the ground. Through numb lips, he mumbled just before falling
Asleep. The germ. Alright. Uh-oh. Sweet boy. What did you get yourself into? I told you. Our grandma is our mom on radiation. I told you, chat. Called it.
Chapter 9. A speech to end all speeches.
All right, let's go hear your
Luca awoke to find
stinky
himself
speech.
face down in bed. He moaned into his pillow. Why would Gran drug him? Or rather, why was she trying to drug Mr. Nuncreed? Shaking the questions from his woozy head, Luca snapped back to the matter at hand.
The festival.
I'm going. Still nothing, huh? All right. Uh-oh. All right. Roll one, Polo. Where have you been?
Gran put something in the jam.
Yeah, we know you gotta pump it up. Secret message for secret conspirators. Conspirators.
Not this one.
The one intended for Mr. Nuncreed? Put me to sleep. Whoa! Ho ho! Sly devil. Sly?
How many more charms do we have to use?
I think she's trying to remove him from the equation.
He might be in danger. Have you found anything? We looked around but haven't seen anything odd. Grant is nowhere to be found, man. But Mr. Nuncreed is just loafing around waiting for the speech. What speech? Mayor Gus just got up to the podium. Everyone is gathering at the stage. Let's get moving. Oh my god. And the big reveal as well.
Augustus Valentine nervously wiped his brow.
Is this thing, can anyone see my screen? Hello, Beacon Pines. I'm Augustus Valentine, your mayor, and, I suppose you already know that. Oh yes. Before we get started, I just want to take a moment to recognize someone who couldn't be here today. This town wouldn't be where it is today without my father, Sharper Valentine. He was, much sharp. than I am. So I thought we could begin with a round of applause befitting such a great man.
Hey, well, that's more than the old codger deserved.
Gus cleared his throat and awkwardly loosened his tie.
Right, where was
William
I?
Kerr bounded on the stage with the energy of a preacher at a big tent revival.
Gus Valentine,
He
everyone.
gave Gus a hearty slap on the back and motioned him off the stage.
Let's hear it for our mayor. What a great turnout. Ah, heck, I didn't prepare anything. But I suppose I could say a few words. Would be a shame to waste such a beautiful
Mr.
podium.
Kerr pulled a thick stack of note cards out from his vest.
Community, conviction, commitment. These are the things we celebrate at Perennial Harvest. For us, these are the pillars that bridge to a better tomorrow. But I think it's time to add a new pillar. Change. Change is a powerful thing. It's inexorable. God damn it. Unavoidable and undeniable. And I'm daggum thankful for it. Change is the reason we're all together today. It's hard for me to believe that it was only 4 years ago when fate brought me here. A simple business trip which brought me to a small town which would change my life
Mr. Kerr took a
forever.
moment to survey the crowd.
You know what?
He wiped away a single
Tear. From the second I set foot in Beacon Pines, something about this place has held me captive. You see, change represents opportunity. It represents potential. It was change that helped me recognize the potential of this place. To see the people of this town, despite suffering great loss, still held on to me things that made them special.
He thumped the podium to emphasize each word.
Community, conviction, commitment. Change!
Mr. Kerr nodded confidently, biting his lip. The crowd was silent, in rapt attention.
Fate made a perfect match that day. Nothing is more important to you all than community. And Perennial Harvest is a community first and
Mr.
foremost.
Kerr methodically made eye contact with each section of the crowd.
The only way you made it through the fall harvest was an unshakable conviction. A conviction that a better tomorrow was just over the horizon. Perennial Harvest was founded on the conviction that we are that horizon. The festival is a symbol of our commitment to each other.
His voice began to build to a crescendo.
We now walk hand in hand into a future we will shape together. And that is what change is all about. Grabbing the future by the scruff of the neck and making it things happen. Change is a choice. I am tickled pink that we will all be making that choice together. How great is that? Just imagine what we can accomplish. What was
The
that?
crowd began to look around nervously.
Don't worry, a little thunder isn't going to ruin this day. Everyone remain
Mr.
calm.
Kerr quickly flicked through his note cards.
Where was I? Through all of my travels, I have learned one true thing. One always reaps what they sow. We have all planted a lot of good in this town, and so it is with a happy heart that I can
He
proclaim
raised his hands up to the heavens.
our harvest awaits.
At that moment, a merciless wall of impossibly cold air ripped through the crowd, instantly freezing everyone and everything it touched. For a man like William Kerr, this was a fitting way for things to end. On a stage, with an entire town frozen in rapt attention for the rest of time. The end.
There's that ice again! Whenever I think we're getting close, it comes along and ruins everything! Maybe we should just quit? Maybe you should just close the book, walk away, and never think of me again.
No, we got a little closer this time. We just need to try again. Please.
All right now. Sly? No. How about we do flight here? Yeah, I'm down to try this.
Luca drew himself up and decided to take the only option they had left. Flight. He squinted down the barrel of the mission control defense cannon, aiming it through an opening in the dense tree branches. He looked up with surprise as it struck true and taut.
Wow, I can't believe that worked. Hey, Mr. Kerr. Would love to hear your thoughts, but I'm afraid we have places to be.
Come on, Iggy.
Yeah.
See ya, jerks. Wee-ah! Fine. We know where that leads them. This way. We'll take the tunnels.
Luca and Iggy winced as they sprinted through the thicket. The branches clawed at them, reluctant to give passage. After what felt like a marathon, Luca stopped in his tracks as they reached the clearing. What the? That was all he was able to say before Iggy slammed into his back. The boys tumbled down a steep decline and crashed with a wheezing thud on a surface as hard as ice. In fact, it was ice. Chapter 5. Signs. They stood silently, catching their breath. The sky was like sapphire. With each breath, a plume of steam escaped from Luca's lungs. Let's keep moving. Luca pulled Iggy to his feet as they gazed across a snowy terrain.
The hell? That was actually pretty badass.
I think we lost him.
Are we up in the mountains?
I don't think so. If anything, we went downhill.
And what's up with the Winter Wonderland?
All I know is there's no going back the way we came. Let's see if we can get our bearings. Follow me.
Yeah.
A disc of smooth metal was lightly covered in snow. Two faint seams were visible along the surface.
Let's open it up. Manhole?
If it is, I've never seen anyone like this.
Oh. Shit. What's the readout? Sitting just above 258 Kelvin. That's down a bit from last time. Should report this to Mr. Kerr. It's the Beacon Pines thing.
Still within safe ranges.
Maybe spreading, but it's under control for now. Even a small nudge in the equilibrium could cause a cascade. Dude, relax. Just a few more sites to hit before we can punch out. Let's get this over with. Is this the under levels? What's all this?
Hard to say with all the snow.
I think it's a town sign. I can almost make out the letters under there.
What town could this even be? There could be another town this deep into Weepwood.
I'm looking at evidence to the contrary. Let's figure out what we're dealing with here. Step 1. Snow's gotta go.
I'll see what I can do.
Here we go. Beacon Pines. Yeah.
The boys stared in disbelief at the sign that now clearly read, "Welcome to Beacon Pines."
This doesn't make any sense.
We're in Beacon Pines?
How's that possible? We ran away from town. How did we get back here?
I guess we got turned around.
Where did all the snow come from? Well, it's been colder than normal.
It's been cold.
There's a pretty big difference between a sweater. Well, this Arctic hellscape.
The puddle we fought at before. It was cold too. Maybe all of it leads to one source.
You think it's related?
Yeah.
What the hell is going on?
We're gonna get you some answers.
Let's keep moving. Hold up. Hold the phone. Luca? Luca, are you there?
Luca had almost forgotten the walkie-talkie he was carrying.
It's that bozo Kerr. I hope nothing bad has happened to you out in the
Luca
woods.
looked at Iggy with hesitation.
No need to be
With a
rude.
resigned sigh, Luca responded.
Seems like the only dangerous thing in the woods is you. He speaks, the young man of the hour. Now, how in tarnation did you end up with one of our radios?
Just lucky, I guess.
Boy, howdy, you Wenhorns are full of surprises, aren't you?
You knew my parents?
I never had the honor of meeting your father, but your mom sure was a handful.
Luca winced, shoving the walkie-talkie back into his pocket.
We gotta keep moving. I'm gonna kick his ass. This is where the grave thing is? Love the sun and snow. This stuff looks familiar to you. Look at the barrel near the puddle I shoved me into, yeah. Is this the warehouse? It's all
Looking
frozen.
down at the frozen stream, Luca could faintly see a school of minnows encased in the ice.
Whatever happened here, it happened fast. Fish didn't even have time to run. Or you know, swim run.
The crunching of footsteps trailing Luca went hush. He looked back to see Iggy's face twisted with confusion.
Everyone's gone.
What?
There's nothing here but more snow. There must be an explanation for all of this. We have to keep looking. You can look all you want. I quit.
Iggy, we have to keep going.
You don't get it, do you? This isn't one of your pathetic Hank Atomic stories. We aren't going to save the day. We aren't even gonna save ourselves. My face is mangled. The town is destroyed. And everyone we've ever known is gone.
We don't know that. We can't just quit.
Do whatever you want. I'm done.
Iggy, it's gonna be okay. Based on no evidence whatsoever.
Luca peered upward at the darkening sky. He let out a long, foggy breath. Faintly, Iggy began to cry. Seeing Iggy in such a pathetic state gave Luca a sense of compassion, and more than a little
Guilt.
It is getting pretty late, I think.
Probably not a great idea to stumble around in the dark anyway.
Luca allowed himself to collapse next to Iggy.
Let's just rest for a
The
bit.
boys huddled together for warmth and comfort. If not for exhaustion, their minds would be racing, trying to make sense of the events of the day. As it was, all they had energy for was to sit in silence, numb.
Hazmats? Alright, it's go time, baby. The way the snow covered everything over, it's kind of calming.
Yeah.
I haven't had time to say, but thanks.
Huh?
For getting us away from those creeps. Sorta froze up back there.
Iggy, I should be the one apologizing. This all happened because I lost my temper.
Nah, that's bull hockey. First of all, you didn't know what a gunk would do. You didn't, right?
Of course not.
And second, stop with this baloney about losing your temper.
But I did lose my
Iggy
temper.
motioned sarcastically to his half-deformed face.
Obviously. That's exactly what you should have done.
Huh?
I was being a horse ass. You were supposed to be a horse ass in response. That's how it works.
Iggy, I'm having a hard time following.
You wanted me to fight you? Of course. Jeez, you goody-goody types take forever to understand this very basic point.
Why would you go around saying cruel things trying to get into
Iggy
fights?
shrugged.
I had something to do.
You're an asshole because you're bored?
Sometimes just feel empty. You wouldn't understand. You and Roll are always having a blast together. Laughing and calling the dinky little treehouse mission control.
Iggy now wept openly.
Perfect little Luke of an Horn. With his perfect little life.
My life's not perfect, dude.
Everybody in town likes you.
Not everybody.
Hell, that new girl hasn't even unpacked yet, and even Sheila already likes you. You have Tish.
He wiped his nose with a sleeve.
I love Tish. Tish is great. She ain't exactly the world's greatest conversationalist, you know.
Luca gave a warm chuckle.
I get the
Iggy
impression.
cleared his throat as he wiped his eyes.
Must be raining out here.
Definitely.
Iggy arched into a wide yawn.
We'd probably try to get some sleep.
Yeah.
Let's lay low for now.
Tomorrow we'll get to the bottom
Luca's
of all
eyelids
this.
began to slowly drift shut.
Luca?
Yeah.
I always did want to see the inside of your dinky little treehouse.
What do you think?
Not bad.
I'll give you the full tour when we get back.
You know what?
Yeah.
That's all Luca could whisper before succumbing to sleep. Iggy snuggled in some more.
When it comes to worst days of my entire life, this one wasn't that bad. Oh, here we
The
go.
house smelled of warm bread. Luca was playing with toy blocks on the living room rug. He looked up to see
Dream
his
sesh.
parents on the couch. His mother held his father's head in her lap. She idly stroked his hair while humming a song. A voice behind Luca spoke. "This is how you remember them, huh?" Luca turned to see his own face, the doppelganger from his dreams, still clad in a yellow hazmat suit, still carrying a look of disdain behind empty eyes. Aww, look at this perfectly cozy scene. You know, it wasn't really like this.
That don't
The
matter.
figure picked up a toy block and inspected it. It's amazing the facades that one can build given the right materials. Not that I blame us. These are a child's memories, all warm and fuzzy. You don't remember, do you? Lucas snatched the block from the figure's yellow-gloved hand. Remember what? The doppelganger pointed to the couch. The last day we saw him alive. The day he chose to abandon us. Luca turned to look at his father, still lounging on the couch. That's not true. He didn't abandon us. The doppelganger waved his hand dismissively. Everything is true here. It's just a matter of what we choose to see. Well, let me show you. The world flickered and pulsed. Luca was sitting next to his bed, listening to his heartbeat with one of his dad's stethoscopes. The doppelganger limped into the room. Now, we both know that's not how this went. He grabbed Luca's hand and guided the stethoscope to the floor. Luca heard muffled shouting, brought close by the stethoscope. It was his parents, fighting. Do you remember what we did next? Luca gave a slow nod and crept down the hall to peek through the banister. He could see the outline of his mother at the bottom of the stairs. Damn it, Walt. We can't afford to get involved in this. She was scared. His father stepped forward. What am I supposed to do? Just watch? There's a sickness in this town, and we both know who's behind it. I swore an oath to help people. I won't turn my back on them. Luca's mother grabbed Walt. She was crying, pleading. I can't lose you. Walt calmly removed Eleanor's hand from his shoulder. What's right is right, and what's wrong is wrong. I could never live with myself if I let Sharper get away with this. Eleanor raised her voice. Spare me your bullshit platitudes. What about our son? Luca flinched, dropping the stethoscope down the stairs. Walt turned with a panicked smile. Luca, is that you, buddy? With tears in his eyes, Luca descended the stairs. Mom? Dad? What's going on? Walt dropped to a knee to meet Luca eye to eye. Nothing, buckaroo. Your mom and I just got a little overexcited is all.
Nice voices.
Luca placed the stethoscope against his father's chest. His heart was racing. It sounded like you were going somewhere. Walt gently removed the device from Luca's ears. Listen to me, Luca. I have some business to take care of. I'll be back in time to tuck you in. Luca hugged his father tightly. Promise? Walt stood up and walked to the door. He glanced over his shoulder. I promise. With a wink and a grin, he put on his hat and strode out into the evening sun. A figure approached soundlessly from the foggy snowfall. It stood above them, lingering in contemplation. Slowly raising one hand above Iggy, it snapped out 2 brisk raps on his head. From a deep slumber, Iggy sprang up defensively.
Get your hands off
Whether
me.
it was the calming presence or the recognition that he was not in danger, Iggy felt his clenched fists lower.
Just what you think you're doing?
Luca looked up, gradually remembering his whereabouts. The figure exhaled a cloud of warm vapor.
You two certainly have caused a lot of commotion. What's that supposed to mean? Take it easy, Iggy. We're gonna sleep minding our own business. We'll run around knocking on people's heads. I'm sorry if I hurt you, Iggy. Didn't hurt nobody. Anybody. Huh? Oh, I see. You think you're better than me? You,
When it came to complete strangers, Iggy had trouble cobbling together an insult.
you big-hatted, scarfy-necked, furball? Mm-hmm. Okay, let's lower the temperature a bit here. Interesting choice of words. I mean, let's all just calm down. Who are you? A friend. An observer. A hitchhiker on the infinite expanse of possibility. 42.
Great. How about a name?
If you must call me something, you can call me Nat.
Iggy huffed with gratification.
How about you make like a gnat and buzz off? Very well.
Nat began to turn away indifferently.
Hold up.
You live here?
You might say that.
So you know where we are?
You might also say that. Look, pal, we just want to find a safe way out of here. You gonna help us or not? Before knowing how to leave, one must know where they are. All right, that does it. Look, I don't know about you, but I'm getting out of here one way or
Turned
another.
sharply and began to stomp off.
Enough with the wills. Iggy, wait up.
Realizing he'd worn their patience then, Nat relented.
All right. I suppose this is time for metaphors. I'll show you how to get back
Luca
home.
and Iggy turned around with hope in their eyes.
Come here.
Nat took a deep breath in.
Close your eyes.
Nat exhaled slowly, then snapped his fingers.
Okay,
For a
open them.
brief moment, Luca and Iggy let themselves believe that some great magic was about to unfold, until they opened their eyes and found themselves in the exact same place, cold and disheartened.
This is your home. This is Beacon Pines.
Look, Nat, we don't know how we got here. Maybe we stumbled through some time travel gate in Weepwood. We teleported to some alternate universe, or this is all just some cruel experiment of Kerr and his goons. But this is not our home.
You're inching closer to the truth. Alas, the reality is much less fanciful. Just give it to us straight, pal. So be it. As I said, this is Beacon Pines. Hey, buddy, how are you? What's up, Blake? How you doing? The original, true Beacon Pines. You both grew up here, but the town you've called your home for the past several years is a replica. A remarkable achievement of engineering, to be fair, but a replica nonetheless. That's impossible. It's too much work. You need a whole town to replicate a whole town. Indeed, to pull off such a feat would require immense labor power. That which could be moved would be moved. That which could not would require a precise duplicate.
We would have noticed. Someone would have noticed.
You think so? Unless the auditing was impeccable. A mind-numbing attention to detail. As for the innumerable trivialities which complete the tapestry, well, we can leave that to the miraculous thing we call a brain. It has a real aversion to discontinuity, a revulsion even. The brain has a wonderful way of smoothing out the rough edges, keeping us sane. Luca and Iggy looked around uncomfortable.
So you're saying that someone made an entire new town and moved us all and no one noticed?
Precisely. That's why Gran made the jam?
But why?
Why? Is the one question that can never be answered with certainty. The best one can do is to uncover...
Nat narrowed his eyes, furrowed his brow, and uttered,
the source.
What'd you say the source like that?
Why
Luca
indeed?
began to laugh uncomfortably.
It's all ridiculous. There's no way
He
they
looked
could,
down at his feet. His eyes started back and forth in contemplation. With a sudden pain, a thought struck him.
This really is home.
He sprinted off into the pale distance. As Iggy turned to follow, Nat called out.
Iggy, it's not too late to turn back. Simply head west through Weepwood. I want to see the rest of that part over there.
Chapter 6.
Here we go again.
The Source. Nat expressed his sympathy with a shrug and sauntered off as unassumingly as he'd arrived. He'd given Luca and Iggy what they needed, and nothing more. As Luca sprinted across the snow, the events of the past few days became clearer, pieces to a larger puzzle. Rollo said he was underground somewhere, captured. Mr. Kerr tried to cover it up with lies.
Oh yeah,
The
Rollo's
Clipboards
captured.
were hell-bent on capturing Iggy. It all seemed to point to perennial harvest. But right now, there was one thing that Luca needed to know. Luca stopped dead in his tracks. The tree was gone, uprooted and moved, leaving a raw gash in the earth. He dropped to his knees and dug wildly at the cold snow. His numb hands hit something hard, a headstone. A dry whisper escaped Luca's lips.
You're here. All this time I thought I was visiting you, but you've been here alone in the snow. Dad, I'm so sorry. You ruined your favorite spot in the world. Our favorite spot in the world. Dad, what the hell did I
There was
do?
no reply, just snow-covered silence.
Why'd you give me the slip like that? What if I couldn't find you, you jerk?
Iggy finally noticed the tears welling in Luca's eyes and the snow-covered grave.
Oh. Iggy.
They stole his tree, Iggy. Yikes.
Suddenly, they heard the crunch of approaching footsteps in the snow.
We gotta hide. Oh. The Has boys. 259 kelvins. All of distance, still good. Dude, did you hear me? I said 259. Sorry, you ever think about what we did here? We saved a whole town of people. Doesn't it feel like it's sometimes, what about everything we left behind? That's the grave of someone with a family. People who love them will never know the truth. The truth is
He bent down
overrated.
to scoop up a snowball and lobbed it playfully.
Hey, don't be such a downer, dude. Took this job to change the world. Yeah, come on. It's almost lunchtime. Weirdo. Why'd they freeze the whole place? Here I thought I was a jerk. These dinguses out here are literally dancing
Luca
on
stuttered
graves.
through heaving sobs.
Yeah, I thought I was visiting him. I thought it was with me.
I'm not gonna lie, that's a bad break. Here's some
Iggy gave
advice.
Luca a solid smack on the back of his head.
Hey! Who's any of this helping?
What?
Sitting here in the snow crying like some pushover. Who ya helping?
Iggy, look, what they did. They lied to everyone.
Blah, blah, blah. Luca Van Horn, you're a lot of things, but you ain't no pushover. What did I tell you before? When some jerk comes at you, acting like a horse's ass,
I should stand up for myself.
hell yeah! Kurt and his merry little band of clippers pulled off this switcheroo for a reason, right?
Nat mentioned something about a sauce.
Luca wiped his eyes with a sleeve.
Whatever is the sauce, they must be awfully valuable to PH.
Sure would be a shame if something unfortunate were to happen to their precious source, wouldn't it?
What do you have in mind?
It's small enough to steal, we snatch it. If it's too big to snatch, we smash it.
What is too big to
Iggy
smash?
flashed a mischievous smile and cracked his knuckles.
I'm always up for a challenge.
I'm gonna make this right, Dad. I promise.
Alright, let's go.
Let's do this.
Okay, the salsa. It can get awful cold out there in those woods, Luca. Probably best you two stay put and conserve your energy. Help's on the way.
Where's Rolo? Where's my mom? Did you kill her?
Oh, heavens no. Do I seem like a killer
Iggy
to you?
and Luca shared a skeptical look.
Well, do I? Click over. Screw that guy, indeed. Wait a minute. What is the original thunder? That means...
Iggy darted behind a large pine and began digging furiously. He emerged holding a shoebox with a crude skull painted on its lid.
my sneakers? Long story. So a few years back, I came into possession of some premium grade fireworks. Not the wimpy firecracker stuff they give kids. The good stuff.
So why did you bury it under a tree?
That's the long part of the story. You and Rolo were doing chores at Rolo's chicken coop, and you guys pissed me off for some reason or
Luca
another.
rolled his eyes with realization.
It was
He
you?
stifled a chuckle.
Yeah. I just wanted to give you guys a little scare. But like I said, these were some primo fireworks, so I might have underestimated things.
You blew up the chicken coop?
I prefer to think of it as an incendiary redecoration. Sorry, but you should have seen the looks on your face.
Rolo got grounded for months.
Which is why I needed to stash the evidence and lay low. So I buried them under that tree. Well, when I came back for them later, they were gone. I figured some grown-up found them and
Iggy
tossed them.
triumphantly raised the shoebox.
Turns out, it was the firefighters that got moved. It was us.
Unbelievable.
Alright. So if we set the fireworks off here, you think this is a game? Newsflash, boyo. You're not a hero. You're a little brat who's in a way over his head.
A hero is just someone who refuses to give up.
Comics these days are rotting children's brains. Everyone thinks they're a spaceman superhero.
I was always partial to Hank Atomic myself.
Is that so? You really think you have a chance against us?
You have no idea how powerful we are.
Prepare for blast off.
Loser. Nice. Oh, the sauce. Hold on.
Luca and Iggy inched up to the edge of the hole with bewilderment in their eyes. Arctic air breathed out of the cavern in heaving gusts.
Echo, 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 echo. Whoa! I can see why they wanted to move us all out of town now. Why would they dig a giant hole?
I think this is it.
Or this is it. This is the source? It's a dang hole? How do we smash a hole? Oh, here it is. This is Sparta. Oh, it's much more than that, my annoying little friend.
Kerr, where's Rolo?
I wasn't lying before. He's safe. Well, safer than you two, at least. Drats, it's cold. You just had to drag me all the way out of here, didn't
Mr.
you?
Kerr gazed down the abyss in contemplation.
It really is something, isn't it?
What did you do to her gown? What is all of this?
Well, that's a doozy of a question. This is the source, where they collect the unrefined,
Kerr scratched the back of his head.
honestly, boys, I don't understand any of this well enough to explain it. The fact of the matter is, I'm not paid to know. What do you mean you know? Ain't you in charge? Oh, heavens no. My role is merely to flash a winning smile and manage various, complications. Speaking of which.
Complications like us?
You are a smart boy.
His face contorted into a saccharine grin.
It really is nothing personal. Some people are destined to strive for greatness, and others are simply obstacles along the way. Seems like you were destined to be a creepy lackey. The point is that we all play our part in life. I just happen to be a lead in the role of a lifetime, and you happen to be extras ready for your curtain call.
We aren't going out without a fight.
Your smile's not gonna be so winning after we're done with you. Now, boys, there's no need for melodrama. Makes even a professional such as myself embarrassed for you. Let's change the mood a
Kerr
bit.
snapped his fingers.
Scene change. Ah, shit. There. That's better. Deal with them.
Iggy turned to Luca with a sly glance.
We got the fireworks, baby. Where are you smirking? You guys have a box full of fireworks and you don't.
Iggy waved the box into the air, threatening to drop it down the hole.
Stop! Let's not do something regrettable. Joke's on you, regret is one of my specialties. Out of curiosity, what would happen if we throw this in your precious hole? Nothing? Nothing at all.
You're a terrible liar.
I'll have you know, I'm an exceptional liar. Bup. That's far
Iggy
enough.
plucked a single bottle rocket from the box and held it up with reverence.
Stop, you fool. Call off your goons.
After a long pause, Mr. Kerr flung up his hand with frustration.
Very well. You can head back for the night. It's been a long day. I'll handle these two from here.
Mr. Kerr sighed into the frigid air.
It's just us now. It's just us now, Iggy. You can put that down. What, like
With a
this?
nonchalant flick, Iggy tossed the firework into the hole.
Whoa.
With a growl, Kerr leapt at Iggy, crashing through Luca. Iggy
Whoa!
tried to twist away, but in the struggle, they both tumbled over the side. Luca dove forward, bracing Iggy's hand just before it slipped. His grip was made precarious by the cold, wet snow. He could see Kerr further down, clinging to Iggy's coat.
You reckless child, what have you done? Luca, listen to me. Hold on tight and use the walkie-talkie to call them back. What shell do I use? Doesn't make a damn difference, they're always listening. If we do that, the Clippers will just haul us up and snag us both. The only way to get out of this is if Kerr is out of the picture. Just let go and save yourself. If he lets go, we both die. I want to die, but seeing the look on your face almost makes it worth it.
Mr. Kerr, you had a long life. Why did you actually do something selfless and just let go?
Mr. Kerr gasped with
Huh,
interest.
that's good. Good line. Long life? I'll have you know I can still play 25. Should have heard me sing the part of Phileas
With a
Young.
wild look in his eye, Mr. Kerr began to hum a proud melody.
Brum da 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 dum 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 da 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 da. Wow, can you believe this guy? Hum.
Luca's
Interesting.
hand began to cramp. His voice began to crack.
Kerr, just let go.
No can do. If you want to save your friend, you'll have to save me too. Luca, look at me. It's okay.
Luca felt Iggy loosen his grasp.
You're gonna kill your friend like that, are
Every
you?
muscle in Luca's body burned.
I'm not his friend.
Yeah, you are.
Nah, I'm just a no-good bully. Like you, Kerr.
Iggy,
Luca
no.
felt his hand slipping.
And I told you what you need to do with bullies.
I can't.
It's your only way out of this mess. Two birds, one stone. Makes sense for us to fall together. Wackadoos travel in packs. See ya,
Settled over Iggy's face. Iggy's voice was colder than the bitter air billowing from the chasm.
Let me do the right thing for once. Ooh. Oh, we can choose. Luca had no choice but to refuse Iggy's request, accept Iggy's request.
Luca had no choice but to accept Iggy's request. With a quiet blink, Luca watched a teardrop sail down into the howling void.
We're gonna do the other one later. Don't
As his
overreact.
fingers slowly gave up, he met eyes with Iggy.
Good. It's not good, it's terrible.
The two silhouettes were swallowed by darkness.
That's cute.
Hello and goodbye, Iggy.
Oh, Natty's gonna tell us off now. Luca should really step back.
What?
Quickly. Oh! The hole is closed. Curious. Ah, but of course. Those fireworks to Vicky must have been just the right amount of energy. We should get out of here before Perennial Harvest arrives. Now tell me what just happened. Your friend Sakavas just saved this town. For a little while anyway.
How?
Tempus liquamine is a peculiar substance. It can change the relationship between matter and time itself, but doing so requires unfathomable energy. In a closed system, that energy can only come from its surroundings. A useful side product of this property being, by adding precisely the correct amount of energy to it, one can create a cryogenic cascade.
So the gang makes things cold and the fireworks made the hole freeze over?
That's one way of putting it, yes. Dumb luck would have it, the fireworks weren't strong enough to generate a runaway reaction. I shudder to think what would have happened in that case.
We have some idea what that would look like.
Yeah, twice now. It will take them a good while to safely break through and access the source again.
If you know all this, why aren't you being helped?
I have been, in many ways. Each one of us has a role to play. Each roll, it turns out, is to buy us precious time. Mine has been to observe and wait.
Wait, what?
You?
Me?
A
Why?
fierce twinkle flashed in Nat's eyes.
Should have taken good band. That's what I said. Or did I? That's what I thought. Luca Van Horn, you are going to save the world. Alright.
With a chuckle, Nat turned and walked west. Dumbfounded, Luca followed behind him, trudging through the snow. Every step taking him further away from everyone and everything he knew, and closer to destiny. To be continued. Beacon Pines, pines harder. Revenge served cold. Second time's a charm?
Two? Two charm?
Wait, that's it? This ends with a crummy cliffhanger just when it was getting good? I was even starting to like Iggy. No way. I refuse to be associated with some never-ending parade of sequels. Let's go back and find something more definitive.
Two? No. Maybe it was the second one, huh? The only one that we can... Oh, we can tickle here. And we can sly. I think it's gonna be a sly. Alright. Let's do the refuse here.
Luca had no choice but to refuse Iggy's request. He
Alright.
tightened his grip and reached for the walkie-talkie in his pocket. A wild delight crept onto Mr. Kerr's face. That's a good lad. Now, radio for help. Iggy begged Luca with his eyes one last time, but Luca pressed the button and called out. We need help. Mr. Kerr is in danger. It wasn't long before they were once again surrounded by clipboards. Mr. Kerr sighed with relieved frustration. There you are. You really are a worthless lot, aren't you? Mirror, now. A clipboard dutifully produced an ornate ivory hand mirror, and Mr. Kerr began preening his tousled hair. Ah, that's better. Mr. Van Horn, I applaud your sharp thinking under duress. I'll put in a good word for you with the founder. Take them away. A swarm of hands overpowered Luca. The last thing he saw before a cloth bag was pulled over his head was the defeated look on Iggy's face. The end. I think this was one of those times where...
Okay. Interesting. Tickle. What was it? Two charm? Second charm? What kind of a goddamn hint was that? It's getting late. Gotta go do some evening errands. Catch you tomorrow if you go live. Alright, bud. Take care. How much do you think we have left?
They'd run the classic...
Thought we would be
good
finished
cop,
already.
Sly cop interrogation. Luca and Rollo ducked behind a barrel, leaving Beck to her task.
It's gonna be Vac's turn, okay.
With a few crisp snaps, she roused Mr. Tolliver.
Ugh. Hold on, I gotta get my third drink going. Oh, whoa, whoa, whoa. Yo. Roll, low, 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 low. Chat. I think my rib is not broken. Just super roughed. What's going on here? You're that Moodwell girl? Please call me back and sing my song, baby. I'm a loser, baby. Sorry about all of
Mr.
this.
Tolliver looked down and shifted a bit, testing his restraints.
Seems there's been a mix-up. You see, I'm down here for the same reason you are. Juniper sent you here?
Beck caught herself before letting the surprise manifest on her face. She'd already gotten him to reveal his relation to Gran. This was gonna be easy.
You know how Juniper is with her precautions. Operation Sparkly has us all on edge. I guess you thought you needed some backup, but she sent a child? What better way to avoid prying eyes, am I right? Would suspect a kid. I suppose that makes sense.
Mr. Tolliver wriggled a bit in his restraints.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
Beck quickly removed the ropes.
That had to be uncomfortable. A little, yeah. But you understand. We never know who to trust in
Mr.
this town.
Tolliver rubbed the growing knot on his forehead.
Nice. Very true. It turns out we're both
Beck
here
twirled
to,
her hand, as if to prompt Mr. Tolliver to finish her thought.
destroy the evidence.
Beck shook her head and clicked her tongue.
Yep. An old gal is nothing if not thorough.
Mr. Tolliver let out an amused huff in agreement.
She sure is. Can't blame her, though. If anyone were to find out that we're going to destroy the source, well, we both know how bad that might be. No one will know anything once I finish cleaning things up down
Beck
here.
was on a roll now, playing Mr. Tolliver like a fiddle.
You sure you can finish this up on your own? Juniper trusted me for a reason. You can leave the rest to me. Good. There's one more loose end I'll go work on. Loose end? Oh, it's nothing really. The other day I had the radio on scan while restocking the candy shelf. And wouldn't you know it, I intercepted an odd phrase in a perennial harvest transmission. Underground secrets. That's ominous. I think it might be a password, but Juniper dismissed it. Said it wasn't a mission critical. What's the password for? We don't know. So we have a password and nowhere to put it? It's gotta mean something, right? Good thinking. You should probably go work that out. I've got this under control. Yeah, it's a relief. Between you and me, this basement gives me the willies.
Heading for the stairs, Mr. Tolliver hesitated and turned to Beck with a puzzled look. She grinned and gave him a peppy wave. With a shrug, he continued up the stairs, whistling a jaunty tune.
Well done, Beck. You did it. You guys catch that?
Sure did. This whole time Mr. Tolliver's had a candy shelf, but all he ever sells us is apples.
Beck blinked slowly in disappointment.
The password, Rollo. Well, sure, but one things are back to normal.
I'll be having a word with Mr. Tolliver about that candy shelf.
Fine. In the meantime, I've got an
She
idea.
turned to the table and began tearing small scraps of paper.
He said he heard a password on the radio. Any good spy transmissions is never what it seems.
Beck marked each scrap of paper and leaned back.
We just need to find the hidden meaning. Okay. What's another word for underground? Buried, covered. Oh, buried, covered. Could it be a cover-up? Maybe it's one of those each letter is a number thingies. So U would be 21. N would be 14. D would be,
Ooh, it's an anagram. Non-Creed's drugstore.
Luca and Beck looked at Rollo with amazement.
Rollo. That was incredible.
Well, it's either that or Kren's New Drugstore.
Yeah, I think you were right the first time. How did you do that?
What can I say? I like ciphers.
Well, I guess we know where to go next. That's why she wanted the drug Non-Creed. Investigate Non-Creed's drugstore. Hell yeah, I will. Let's go, gang. Uh-oh. What the hell are you doing here at this time?
You scared me. You scared me. What's your voice again?
You scared me half to death.
Sorry.
You kids haven't seen Mr. Tolliver around, have you?
Nope.
He's got me waiting around like the last slice of pie. I swear that man would be late to his own funeral. You better be careful about that. When are we gonna see this sign revealed? What the hell? Uh-oh. You're late, Augustus. Oh, I'm sorry, sister. Was caught up with work. Work? You? I had a few more details to log down for the festival. Oh, what do you have to report? What is this Insipid Town festival really about? Oh, I think
Gus looked around nervously.
Mr. Kerr really does just want to do something good for the town. He's actually a pretty nice guy. You should spend some time with him. Then pull strings installing you as mayor so that you could make friends. Your job is to help me figure out what current perennial harvest true intentions are with this town. We have a responsibility. This is our father's town. Excuse me? This was our father's town. He's gone, Eris, and he isn't coming back. Father left us with nothing but problems. Mr. Kerr came here and offered to help us. We accepted the help. We didn't agree to them turning Father's warehouse into a toxic dumping ground. That is just a temporary arrangement. The glow can be seen from our damn backyard. They're dumping their nasty little secrets on us. If this all inevitably goes wrong, who do you think will be blamed?
Eris's cry hung in the air.
We have a new choice to make now, sister. This town is going to change whether we like it or not. Are we going to choose to be a part of that future? Or be forgotten in the past? It's a shame. Father named you Augustus, and you will always just be a Gus. Good night, Eris. I'll see you at breakfast tomorrow. Alright, well. It's getting late, children. Can we help you? What is you here? Knowledge, he spat with a sneer. There exists a gulf between knowing something and being able to do a damn thing about it. I do hate it when a villain makes a good point. Alright. Let's check it out. What are you doing here?
Solomon stood proudly at the entrance to the drugstore, holding a brown bag overflowing with black licorice.
Hey, Solomon. We're looking for Mr. Knuckles. Still in there?
I'm afraid not. And where'd you get all that candy from? You might say we have an
Solomon
arrangement.
shoveled a surprising amount of licorice into his mouth.
Sometimes it's small pleasures in life. I really want to know what your family rely on. Licorice has never let me down.
Well, I can't say licorice will be my first choice, but whatever floats your boat.
You can tell a lot about a person by their choice of confection.
Oh, yeah, I guess.
I like sour gobs.
I'm certain you do. I was wondering why Mr. Knuckles kept licorice in stock. You must eat enough of it to make it worthwhile.
There are many ways to earn loyalty. For some, it's as easy as cold, hard cash. What the hell is going on? Well, he's right, it's locked. There's gotta be more clues.
Okay, let's see.
Deals. The phone booth? The nest on the thing?
Have you ever seen anyone use this thing?
It's a secret entrance besides Mr. Knuckles, no.
Beck cupped her hands on the glass to peek inside.
What was that number again? That is not a normal phone booth. It's got like a blinky keypad.
Why would there be a blinky keypad?
Trent's new drugstore. I mean, underground secrets. The
Beck
password.
flung open the door, and they all squeezed in.
Right, let's see here.
Luca cracked his knuckles and entered the letters into the keypad.
Sounds like that did something. Great. Now what?
I guess we,
The inside of the phone booth dropped loose from its shell. Without even the space to panic, they closed their eyes, held their breath, and accepted their fate. Suddenly, the chaotic descent slowed to an effortless landing. It was unclear where they ended up, but at least it was solid ground.
How far down did we go?
The air was
It's
stagnant
Nant Creek.
and smelled vaguely of chlorine.
I knew it. You knew there was a secret hub full of strange tubes under the phone booth? Of course I did. Didn't I say that?
no.
I definitely taught it. Look, do you remember when I said how cool it would be if the trans-dimensional conduits from Hank Atomic issue number 12 were real?
Rolo, at one point or another, you said that about every technology ever discussed in Hankatomic.
That's why I'm such a good predictor. Looks like each of these has something written on them. Crap, are we all gonna go?
This is Broken Mask.
It was Nuncreed. So we have found our mystery warehouse creeper?
We at least found their hazmat suit.
He walks like a Nuncreed and talks like a Nuncreed.
Let's not jump to conclusions.
Let's jump. Okay. Oh, nothing on the console? Alright. Mining operations alpha? Guys have mines here? Not that I know. This town is all farms and fertilizer, and a series of tubes. Paul always says you can always trust a miner up to the point when they hate gold. Not sure how that wisdom applies in this exact situation. That's the thing about Pat, you don't always realize what he meant until it's too late. Perennial Harvest main office? That's where my mom works. What does she do? Science stuff. Is she involved in all of this? We just moved there. How could she be involved?
True.
I think we're gonna go number 2. Valentine Fertilizer Warehouse. Or we're gonna go number 3. Is that where you almost got snatched? Yeah. How would Perennial Harvest have a tube going to the old Valentine place? This is starting to feel like something big.
That's a lot of buttons.
Stand aside, Earthlings. I've read enough Hankatomic to know my way around sci-fi
Rolo's
tech.
hands hovered over the field of blinking buttons.
Eeny, meeny, miny. Shit. We're going in. Rolo, what did you do? Nothing. I didn't even mow yet. What was that?
Hide.
Where? There's nothing but weird tubes down there. Let's get back.
Shit.
Shit. Awesome!
You'll need to come with me now.
We aren't going anywhere with you, pal.
Now that they'll get some answers. Mr. Underground Secrets.
I told them it was an absurd password, but I love anything that makes them feel clever.
They who?
That's no matter. If I could keep you hidden until after the festival, I might be able to save your skins.
We don't care about our skins.
Hold on now, I like my skin.
This all stops now, Nuncreed.
Joseph waited for a moment in silence.
You sound just like him.
Who?
Walt. You don't get to talk about my dad.
You know your father and I were friends
He
back
gestured
before
toward the strange tubes.
all of this.
That's a lie.
It's true, I used to bounce you on my knee.
What happened?
Same thing that always happens. Reality, complications, life. We were a team, Walt and I. An idealistic doctor and a bright-eyed pharmacist. Both hell-bent on helping folks.
So you were his sidekick?
No. We were partners. He helped the patients and I helped him.
Yep, total
Creed
sidekick.
let out a growl of
Luca, I need you to know this. I need someone to know this. One day, Sharper Valentine comes to us. Says he's got an opportunity. He's found something he didn't quite understand. And he was willing to pay us both handsomely to help him understand it.
And my dad said no.
Your father and I both believed in helping people. The thing is, I could never get him to understand was it's a lot easier to help others if you help yourself now and then. Classic sidekick into villain plotline.
Walt loved being righteous almost more than he loved his family. He was wrong about one thing though. When he begged me not to take Valentine's offers, he said, Joseph, if a person says yes one time to Sharper Valentine, he'll make sure they keep on saying yes to him until the day he's dead and gone.
He shook his head wistfully.
Sharper's long gone. Still got me saying yes.
Is there a point to this sob story?
Not really, no. Just an old man trying to delay what needs doing.
Nuncreed took a menacing step towards the children.
I tried to keep you safe. Tried to keep you and Juniper out of this. But you forced my hand.
Luca began to laugh.
What?
You really don't know? My grand isn't out of this. Has been scheming right under your nose.
Juniper?
Seems like she's planning on crashing the town's party.
She's going to disrupt the festival? Why would she?
Color drained from Nuncreed's face.
How does she know?
Apparently she knows a lot of things.
What?
Let's just say this isn't the only underground layer we busted in today.
And honestly, hers is way cooler. She's got maps and explosives and bad intentions, big man.
Nuncreed grabbed Luca by the shoulders. His eyes were frantic.
You need to tell me what she's going to do right now. She doesn't understand what it is messing with. Tell me now. She's in danger, boy.
I don't know. She had a map with a mark on a fountain in Town Square. The fountain? Why
A
would...
jolt of realization struck Mr. Nuncreed.
She knows about the source.
What the heck is this Source?
She trusted to those it could catalyze, and dear God, she's going to freeze us all. You all need to run.
Run where?
Away. As far from this town as you can get. Head west and don't look back.
That did not go how expected. So... we're totally following him, right?
Totally.
See you on the other side. Wonk.
You good?
Yeah. I love this town. Here we go. Oh my god, it just
Chapter
keeps
8.
going.
The cold, hard truth. Beck leapt up, allowing the suction to yank her into the dark. Dimness eclipsed around her like the shutter of a camera as she seemed to cover great distance in mere moments. Her only points of reference were glints of upcoming turns, which approached with frightening speed, only to carom her gracefully along. She heard the tinny, distant echoes of Rollo's glee. Once she stopped fighting against it, the ride was impossibly smooth. Then, all of a sudden, as if minutes had passed in an instant, light blazed into view. A burst of wintry air snuffed across her face, and she was flung out into the cold.
That was...
Intense?
yeah. I think I might have parted with some fluids in there. Any idea where we are?
Somewhere cold.
Doesn't look like we got on any of us.
It didn't feel like it traveled that far.
So where did it all go? This place sucks. Why would anyone even want to blow something up out here?
Only way to find out, I suppose.
We gotta catch up to Nuncreed.
I think you went this way.
Okay.
Okay, this is starting to feel really familiar.
May not be the most well-versed on all things big confines, but this does look like some sort of frozen replica of town. Ah, I got it. It's the obvious now. Mr. Nuncreed is an alien.
Rollo.
Stick with me here. His species can only live in sub-zero temperatures. Oh boy, here we go again. The source is their base camp dimension, so naturally they keep it cold. We found it by traveling through those metallic wormholes back there. The final objective, kill us all and shapeshift into beacon pine citizens of their choosing. You never really had me, but you very much lost me there.
You get used to it. We should keep moving though.
As they rounded the corner to the frozen town
we
square,
go.
they spotted Mr. Nuncreed inching cautiously toward a pit at its center. He held his arms out gingerly, as if approaching a beast in the wild. Upon closing the distance, Luca recognized what Nuncreed was after. Gran stood confidently at the edge, one arm outstretched over the abyss. Nearby, a wheelbarrow had been emptied out. She held a lit torch, which flickered in the bitter wind.
Not that much, Gran.
Oh, my back. Juniper, I don't know what you think you're doing, but I assure you this is not going to solve anything. If you drop that, you're doomed this whole town.
Oh, it wasn't me who doomed this town. I've been watching you, Joseph. I know what you've done. You and your co-conspirators. Gran? What's happening? Luca, you and your friends need to leave right this moment.
Mr. Nuncreed turned back toward the kids, desperation in his eyes.
Oh, he's gonna grab him.
Listen to your grandma, Luca. This is between me and Juniper.
Rowanback held steadfast in awe. Luca approached closer. Mr. Nuncreed spun back toward Gran, his voice growing louder.
You got it all wrong, Juniper. Just hand over the torch. You don't understand what you're doing.
How could I possibly trust you to do the right thing? Walt told me everything. He trusted you and you betrayed that trust.
Walt? Okay, I think Luca's gonna figure out now.
Luca, did you know that this man's entire life is a lie? If it weren't for him, your father might still be alive.
Mr. Nuncreed winced with anguish. His voice hardened.
That's not
They
true.
both now yelled, not to each other, but at fate itself, making their peace with long-held burdens. The wind howled with encouragement.
Walt was like a brother to me. We just had different ideas about how to effect change.
Very convenient that your way just happened to line your pockets.
Now that's not
They
fair.
menaced at each other, both catching their breath. The
All right,
moment
it's
balanced
time to
on
act.
a knife's edge.
Let's balance it, baby.
Amid a blur of emotions and memories, Luca's mind flooded with questions. The wind calmed, as if to give him the stage.
And in the stillness, weep or hum.
And in the stillness, he began to hum. After the death of his father, Luca had trouble sleeping. Each night, his mother would sit at the foot of his bed and hum a gentle melody. It was the only thing that could calm his mind, the only thing that, however briefly, could make it all seem okay. That melody pervaded every memory Luca had of his mother. Shivering in the raw snow, he began to hum it out loud. Gran lowered the torch.
Come on.
Listening closely. As recognition slowly set in, her heart sank. Those countless nights of consolation, the incomparable loss they shared together. She let the torch fall to the snow and sizzle out. A few steps toward Luca was all she could bear before dropping to the snow herself.
My
Through a
boy.
flood of tears, she began to hum along, note for note. Luca lifted his head in astonishment. The last time he heard that melody was the last night he saw his mother.
How do you know?
I'm so sorry, my little buckaroo.
Buckaroo? The only people who call me that are my dad and your butter.
Luca blinked through blurry, watery eyes, trying to see more clearly. He could just make out the impression of a familiar face. He peered across the snowscape at the woman on her knees. Something about her was undeniably his mother, only smaller, older, changed.
Mom? That's right, Buckaroo. Mom.
Luca sprinted as fast as he could toward his mother. They held each other close, and the cold retreated from their bodies.
There. Eleanor! I thought you were...
John? You should have known I would never abandon my son.
Eleanor looked down at Luca, tightening her embrace in an appeal for forgiveness.
Oh,
You're a smart man, Joseph. I thought you'd have pieced it together by now.
you were exposed?
I might understand any of this.
She's radiated, dude.
What happened to you? Where'd you go? Why'd you leave me? I never left you. I was always right here, Luca. Why did you lie to me? You tore me up, Luca, but I did it to keep you safe. I thought that getting answers would help us both move on. The more I discovered, the
the more I realized the danger we were in. Until perennial harvest was stopped, it was better if everyone thought I was gone.
You could have trusted me.
These are bad people, Luca. They won't stop until they get what they want. They don't care who gets hurt in the process.
Then, what will we do? We have to stop him.
Joseph slumped into the cold, wet snow.
They can be stopped. This is too big.
Light the torch, baby. I tried beating him at the Morrow game. I'm done fighting fire with
For
fire.
the first time in a long time, her voice felt like her own again.
No more lies. I see now there's a better way to stop perennial harvest. The cold, hard truth.
Luca gazed down at Nuncreed with pity. He looked small. Joseph stared into the snow, as if searching it for answers.
Come on, everybody. We've got a party to crash. It's gonna be a riot. Let's do it. You think?
You don't understand. He always wins.
Think he's gonna do the right thing? Drop the torch.
Chapter 9. The Devil You Know.
Ooh.
7 months ago,
What?
Eleanor Van Horn crept down the maze of sterile hallways under perennial harvest. She stopped in front of the large steel door marked Deep Engineering. No turning back now. She raised a trembling hand. The stolen keycard worked as promised, and the door buzzed open with mechanical efficiency. She was immediately hit with the smell of disinfectant. It was some sort of laboratory. In one corner was a desk covered in papers. Across the room stood a tall metal pod with hoses protruding from its base. She rushed to the desk and began shifting through the piles of papers. They were experiment reports on something called Tempus Liquamen. There were dozens of them. Every one stamped failed. Eleanor heard the sharp echo of footsteps approaching. She was out of time. Her eyes scanned the room, eventually landing on the strange pod. Muttering a curse under her breath, she dashed over and dove inside.
That's what it was. And that is what change is all about. There. Here we are. Make space. Grabbing the future by the scruff of the neck and making things happen. Change is a choice. I'm tickle pink that we will all be making that choice together. How great is that? This man is a liar. Excuse me. I will not. Step aside. This town has a dangerous secret and perennial harvest only exists to keep it hidden. Nonsense. They picked up the whole damn town and moved it right under our noses. You aren't making any sense, dear.
Mr. Kerr addressed the crowd with a sarcastic tone.
Imagine such a thing. It's absurd and just plain impossible. They promised they could fix the foul harvest. They told us they would clean up this place. Just had to leave town for a few days while they had us evacuated. Miss Hartford, I'm afraid I'm going to have to ask you to. You're afraid of a lot of things, aren't you? You sniveling little worm. This is growing tiresome. A little help, please? Don't you all see? This festival is a sham. An excuse to have the whole town gather in one place. They're planning something awful. I don't know what, but those people are wicked. Don't listen to her. She has absolutely no proof. I am the proof. I am Eleanor Van Horn.
Whispers filtered through the crowd.
Well, aren't you just as sneaky as the Dickens? We all knew Valentine's fertilizer was too good to be true. And now this whole town is paying the price. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm so sorry about this disruption. My associates will take this obviously disturbed woman somewhere comfortable, that she can get the help she needs. Oh.
You're not the one who's disturbed.
You two-timing clown? Oh, he's doing the right thing.
You all know there's something wrong with this town. It was just easier to look the other way. The truth is...
That's quite enough, Mr. Nuncreed.
Torment dragged on Joseph Nuncreed's face.
Oh. Yes, sir. Take them away. No, I want them to see this. Do you have a tempestuous Eleanor One Horn? You've been quite a thorn in my side, like a weed that's better than where it doesn't belong. I must confess, you
He
look
paused
dreadful.
for a moment, plucking a piece of fuzz from his sweater and discarding it to the ground.
Consider yourself in rare company. You've managed to pull one over on me. It won't happen again. I knew you had some sort of plan to disrupt our little party. But alas, I expected something a bit more impressive than incoherent rambling. No matter, your failures are yours to bear. Mr. Kerr? Yes, sir. It's a shame it was cut short, but I thank you for that rousing oratory. I will take it from here. Yes, sir. So it was him. You have done quality work for me, William. You can look forward to the recompense we agreed upon.
Kerr gave a bow of deference.
Founder, you are most gracious.
Gasps rippled through the crowd.
Thankfully, we can dispense with the formalities from here on out.
Solomon pulled a glass vial from his pocket.
Motherfucker.
In one smooth motion, he downed its contents.
Uh-oh. So he's gonna Power Ranger himself.
A triumphant smile grew across Solomon's lips. His body and face began to contort and expand as he disappeared into a belching
You call me
green
Sharper
mist.
Valentine? It was him the whole time.
A hushed horror gripped the crowd. This is a story about change.
What? No. So you didn't see that coming. Good.
Sharper examined his new hands.
Well, this is quite the improvement. Everything looks so much smaller now. Eleanor was right about one thing. This festival was a ruse. I wanted you all to witness my glorious return with your own eyes. Why does everyone look so downtrodden? This is a celebration, people. It would help if we set the mood. Mr. Kerr, be the reveal the sign. Sharper Valentine Festival.
Sharper
Ha,
choked out
wonderful.
a crude squawk of a laugh. Frustrated grumbles sprinkled through the crowd.
Sharper, you a malicious bastard.
Malice.
I'm glad you're back so I can tell you to your face. You destroyed us now. We ain't gonna let you get away with it again.
Sorry, this is not time for audience participation. Some assistance,
William
Mr. Kerr?
gave a subtle nod to the clipboards.
You covered.
Does anyone else have something to
Helpless
contribute?
quiet settled over the crowd.
I thought so. Do you all truly believe you could be free of me? A town of complete and utter fools? People should be celebrating my return. You're clearly lost without me. And that leads me nicely to my children. Daddy? I gave you both the greatest gift a parent can give. The opportunity to prove yourselves in my absence. Squandered. To say I'm disappointed would be an understatement. But Silence, Augustus. An adult is speaking. I don't know which is worse, a son who is completely hopeless or a daughter with such potential who inevitably lets me down. Eris, you failed me with admirable consistency. Thankfully, I was counting on it this time. Father, I've been wasting my time, yes, my dear. I was focused on cementing our legacy. Legacy? Who needs a legacy when you can just live forever? But what about... It's all right, kiddo. I'm afraid you suffer from a complete lack of imagination. There's just no help in it. Now then, where is Joseph? Didn't take the opportunity to sleep off, did you? Ah, there he is. Everyone should give him a hand. None of this would have been possible without Joseph.
I think you said enough.
Nonsense. The people deserve to know how helpful and loyal you've been.
I only did what I did because you left me no choice.
You always had a choice, Joseph. You were simply too weak to take it. No matter. Cheer up. You're about to be rich beyond your wildest dreams. You should follow Mr. Kerr's example. When I found him, he was in a sorrier state than any of you. An aging actor desperate to recapture his youth. He played his part, and soon he'll be able to play the leading man again. Forever, in fact, if he remains loyal. That goes for all of you. Well, those who haven't already frittered away my goodwill. Beacon Pines is mine again, and I'm willing to share its spoils in exchange for absolute loyalty. Are you saying William Kerr was never in charge of Perennial Harvest? You think that puffed up bladderskite could have accomplished any of this? Dawn, I suppose it's time for your big
Sharper
exclusive.
addressed the crowd with indignant pride. He'd planned this moment for so long that now, at the deed's fruition, it almost felt frivolous.
You see, I needed a figurehead to hold things down while I orchestrated my return. Someone to misdirect, lie, and milk this down for a spell. So I invented William Kerr. Take your bow, you've earned
Mr.
it.
Kerr flourished a preposterously elaborate bow.
Patrick Sir Montesquieu, the Spion Extraordinaire, at your service. Founder, I just want to thank you again for this opportunity. It truly was the role of my lifetime. Wait,
So this Bill Kerr was a patsy the whole time? Now that your secret is out in the open, what's to stop this town from rising up against you? Oh, that's the delicious part. Fear. Thanks to our clipboards, I know each and every person in this town fears the most, and I will make those fears manifest for anyone who steps out of line. The choice is simple.
I'm not afraid of you.
The young hero. I've kept a keen eye on you, boy. You and your friends made a habit of disrupting my plans. What a pity. Things would have gone a bit differently. You might have had your moment of triumph, but that's fate for you.
You can't do this.
Oh, but I can. I have won. Never underestimated what a great man can do, given time. And now time is my plaything. Perhaps the most expensive thing I've ever bought. But well worth it.
Sharper coughed up one final laugh and cracked his knuckles.
Enough chit-chat. Let's get to work, shall we? God damn.
And so, Sharper set about remaking the town in his own image. The fertilizer factory soon reopened for business. Sales rose steadily as more and more farmers across the countryside began to swear by its miraculous properties. Beacon Pines became famous, a secretive town that, for the right price, shared its gifts with all. Gifts that became more and more necessary in a world where winters grew longer and longer. The end.
God damn.
This is wrong, but things are becoming clearer now. You can feel it, right? We can't let Sharper win. He might just be the key to this whole thing. Let's see.
Fire and ice. Ow. Hum and weep. That's the only one left? Alright then. Okay. I began to weep.
And in the stillness, he began to weep. It was all just too much. Falling to his knees, Luca whimpered softly. The tears crystallized as they hit the snow.
Has the mother hit the snow?
Gran stared at Luca for a moment with warm sympathy, remembering why this was all necessary.
Do it, Gran.
This will all make sense soon, Luca. And everything can go back to normal. I
She
promise.
stiffened up and brandished the torch at Mr. Nuncreed.
You can't hide behind those people any longer, Joseph. Once their precious source is destroyed, we'll see where their loyalties fall.
Ignoring his final plea, Gran flung the torch into the deep darkness.
We can use the fireworks.
She smiled and exhaled in relief. Mr. Nuncreed moaned in resignation.
Resignate.
The torch echoed as it ricocheted down the hole, punctuated with a thunderous thud.
Here we go.
You see, Joseph, I've learned one very important lesson in life. You want things to change, you must be willing
Before
to.
Gran could finish, the ground shook her to silence.
Oh. Stand back. Alright, that was a little bit too much, Gran.
Gran only had time to spin around and run to Luca. Her attempt to shield him, an honorable but trifling act. Unflinching love, pitted against an unthinking horror, there was no contest. Her warm embrace froze in an instant. That is where they remain, fixed in place, forever. And so, our story ends On this melancholy scene, in a town brought low by its secrets, sits the frozen statues of a misguided band of meddlers. The end. Well, that was on the bright side. We finally figured out where all the ice is coming from. Now, we just need to find a way to deal with a mystic, unfathomable force of nature.
What? Oh. One left, huh? Oh, okay.
Well, time to bust out the tickles.
Hey, Tish, want to see something cool? Check it.
Beck lunged forward and began to tickle under Tish's arms.
What the? Tish, is she tickling you?
Yup. Hello. Hello.
Tears began to form in Tish's eyes as she gasped for breath between gales of laughter. Redoubled her efforts until Tish finally had had enough.
What just happened? She seems nice. Sorry for the interruption. I think you were just threatening
His
us.
eyes darted around, a realization dawning on his face that he was now outnumbered.
I just remembered I have somewhere to be.
Iggy
See you around, you
pecked at
kid.
the puddle before making his escape.
Shit. A little creep. Beck.
I think you got a little ooze in
Beck
your
shook
hair.
the ooze out of her hair as best as she could.
Is it bad?
It depends. What are your feelings about having a more mature, refined look?
Oh, God. Okay.
Chapter 4. The Best Policy. Luca paused for a moment, catching his breath. He'd only just met Beck, and somehow he already managed to drag her into this mess. Hopefully he could make it up to her. But finding Rollo was his primary concern.
This was the one? Oh, Luca, what the hell are you doing out here? And why did a kid with gray hair just run past us
Roxy
in
and
panic?
Fitz looked. It was clear they'd spent all day searching.
That's Beck.
I don't care who she is. What happened? We just happened to look.
We just happened to look for Rollo.
Luca, I need you to start telling me the
Roxy's
truth.
temper could often be dismissed as the impatience of an older
Rollo
sibling.
is on the
But
ground.
This was the most intense Luca had ever seen her. Her eyes were wild and unfocused, looking straight through Luca.
Running
In
out
a
of time.
torrent of rambled words and tears, Luca broke down.
Rollo and I were just playing around in Wheatwood yesterday. We were just emitting lights at the old Valentine warehouse, but someone was there in a strange suit, and we hid it in a dumpster and had a heavy bag dropped on us. But I think it was a body. And so we ran, but we got split up, and I ran home. And it's all my fault, and now my best friend may never come back.
Wow. Just wow.
Roxy, still exhausted and angry, softened briefly as her eyes hunted the ground in thought. With a determined sigh, she looked up at Luca.
It's not your fault, Luca. Rollo's gonna be okay,
Roxy
I
drew
promise.
herself up.
I'm gonna fix this. Luca, go home.
But I want to help.
It's too dangerous for a kid.
Can't just sit around. I have to do
Roxy
something.
tried to think of the safest place to send Luca.
You go back to the little tree house you two like to play in. Wait there in case Rollo shows up. Sounds like
Luca
a plan.
wiped his cheeks and gave a quick nod.
Did the right thing telling me the truth. Now scoot. Don't touch that. You really believe his story? What other options do we have? Things have been strange around here leading up to the festival. My dad has been acting weird lately. Well, weirder than usual.
Looking into the puddle, Roxy rubbed her arms to warm up.
Why is it so cold here? This place gave me the willies. Don't touch the thing. Right at the treehouse in case Rollo shows up? Hell no.
Luca peeked up at it appeared to be dessert.
Nothing?
Mr. Nuncree jumped with a start.
Oh, don't sneak up on me, old fellow, like that.
Sorry. Who are you talking to?
Luca
What?
motioned to the phone booth.
Oh, no. I was just checking because I thought I heard it ring. But the dang thing never does, of course.
Yeah, I've never seen anyone use it really.
The whole thing's a waste of money if you ask me. Any word from Rollo yet?
Not yet.
Long time for a bite to lose way.
Bull knows was too well to get lost.
I suppose you're right. Silly boys antics have this whole town worried sick.
Antiques?
We all know Rollo likes to play his little pranks.
You think this is a prank?
What other possible explanation could there be?
He's not playing a prank and he didn't get lost. Someone took him, I know it.
How would you know that? Unless. Luca, is there something else that you know?
Mr. Nuncreed gently placed one of his substantial hands on Luca's shoulder.
Dang boy, if there's something you know, something that could help your friend, you need to tell folks.
Luca peered up at Mr. Nuncreed. Kind eyes warmed a stern face. There was a deeper emotion hiding beneath it all. It was subtle, but Luca could sense something eating away at him.
There was a malice, there was a shame lurking behind those
There
eyes.
was a shame lurking behind those eyes. A deep sadness. If Mr. Nuncreed was that worried about Rollo, maybe he could help.
Oh, that's not what I meant. Yesterday, Rollo and I were messing around at the old Valentine
Mr.
warehouse.
Nuncreed raised an eyebrow.
Shit.
Both of you? You were with Rollo when he went missing?
Not exactly, I was hiding in the dumpster.
The dumpster? What were you doing in there?
At first, we were just looking around. Then someone in a strange yellow suit came and dumped something on us. We both got scared and ran. That was the last I saw him.
You got scared by some garbage? Well, that's why you don't go skulking in someone's dumpster.
But it wasn't garbage. I think it was a body.
Sure it was just some trash.
No, there was a name tag. It said Deep Engineering.
Mr. Nuncreed's shoulders slumped.
I wish you wouldn't have said
A
that.
deep sigh bellowed from his chest.
Why did you have to? I tried, Luca. God knows I tried
Luca
to keep you
attempted
safe.
to take a step back, but Nuncreed's hand clamped down on his shoulder.
But you and Horners can't help yourself, can you? We were all so close.
With
So
a firm
close to being
shove,
done.
Nuncreed manhandled Luca into the phone booth.
What are you doing?
The
It's
door
out of my
latched
hands
shut
now.
with a mechanical hiss.
Shit.
And we dead?
As Luca pounded the glass, the floor dropped from under his feet. The inside of the phone booth was now a loose capsule, plummeting at gravity's whim. Luca winced and pressed his hands to the walls. As he braced for impact, the capsule hurried to a surprisingly He felt a cold rush of air and opened his eyes with hesitance. Two large figures in hazmat suits occluded his view. Luca heard the deep, resigned voice of Mr. Nuncreed over an intercom. He knows too much. The end.
Hey.
Wait, this isn't the end. I know there's still much more. Somehow this went wrong. Okay, let's...
Where is the malice thing? There we go.
There was a malice lurking like a trap ready to spring.
Yes.
Luca felt the weight of Nuncreed's hand on his shoulder. Something wasn't right. He didn't know why, but something was telling Luca to get out of there.
I just want this all to be over.
Well, of course, I'm sure it'll all work out soon enough.
I should get going. I told Roxy I'd check for Rollo
Luca
at the
twisted
treehouse.
free of Nuncreed's grasp.
Of course. Luca, know your dad and I were good friends back in the day. You can come to me with anything. Anything at all.
Let's get the fuck out of here. Well, now we know that this guy is the evil. These festival decorations are a bit humdrum. Now, if I were to throw a festival, it would be a thing to behold. I agree, this is all more than a little sad. It's worse than sad, it's boring. What if we did a little something to spice things up? I'm listening. You know that festival sign waiting to be unveiled? Would be
The
a shame
two
if someone,
scurried off, eagerly formulating a plan.
scurry off then. Ba-ba-ra, 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 ba. Okay, big trouble ahead. Uh-oh. Nelly. Identify yourself, please. Nelly Moodwell. I work here now.
I'm unable to locate you on our staff roll. Oh, I don't officially start until tomorrow. Mr. Kerr said I could come in early tonight to get a few things done. Hold, please. Clarence authorized. Thank you. Your harvest awaits. Huh.
Hey, you get a wrench to the noggin sneaking up on a guy like that. Don't scare a man while he's junking, Sonny. Evening, Jeff. Is it kind of late to be junking? Well, I might as well ask the same thing for you. Are they any good? Nah, ever since Perennial Harris moved in, even the junk is trash. You can learn a lot about a person by looking at what they throw away. With this bunch, it's all shredded paper and coffee cups. Well, I better be going. I didn't see nothing if you didn't see nothing. See what? Exactly.
Nice. Alright then. There shouldn't be anything there.
Rolo?
Brolo?
He aired a long holler into the woods.
Rolo! Rolo, wherever you are, I hope you're
Luca
okay.
felt his eyes getting heavy and plopped into the beanbag. He conceded to its lumpy embrace. Once again, Luca found himself in a vast black expanse. This time, he knew exactly where to go. He took a single confident step forward. The world flickered and pulsed. He found himself standing in front of the frigid air of a blazing campfire. The source. He plopped down cross-legged and gazed into the cold flame, waiting. Soon enough, the fire began to die out, popping sporadically, until all that was left was a single ember. Lucas stood up and dusted himself off. He plucked the glowing ember from the cold ash, examined it, and slid it into his pocket, a keepsake. The voice of his father spoke behind him. "You made me proud, Buckaroo." Luca turned to face him. "Dad, what is this place?" A warm grin grew across his father's face. "A place where everything that has been and everything that could be all wait together." Luca found himself staring at his father's face, trying as hard as he could to memorize every single detail. "Wait? For what?" Another voice spoke out as Luca's doppelganger stepped forward. "That's up to you." Without knowing why, Luca began to weep. Is any of this real? Are you real?" Luca's father bent down to smudge away a tear. "Of course. I'm as real as the part of you that misses me." Luca turned to look at the older version of himself. "And you?" The doppelganger choked back tears. "I'm as real as the part of you that's angry he's gone." Does that make sense? Through his tears, Luca laughed. "I think so." His father pulled him in for an embrace. "Time to go, Buckaroo." Luca was startled from his dream by a banging on the floor. A commanding voice rumbled from below.
Are you in there?
Just as Luca sprang to lock the entry hatch, the door knocked open. Chapter 5. Dangers big and small.
Chapter 5? It won't end. It won't end soon. Wow, we gotta leave it for tomorrow. How will we be done? I think we had like 7 hours already. Ah, tutti, 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 tutti. We're finishing tomorrow. It's gonna be done. It's gonna be done tomorrow. The big reveal. It's probably gonna take us like another 15 minutes. I can feel it. But it's better to do it when we're a little bit more, a little bit more ganky than doing it now just because it's late and we're rushing. Don't worry. Freeze it in time, in space. And then we'll get to the source tomorrow. Chat, thanks for hanging out with me and going on to this cute little adventure. We'll reel it all out tomorrow. So stay frosty. I'll see you all tomorrow, right? See you.